we didn't have a video the last few weeks. A couple weeks were what happened? I think we all.
I went on vacation for a week, so I was out of town.
Something else happened. I don't even remember what the other week was.
And then we recorded a recap of both of those weeks.
Yes, and the mic for some reason did not pick up both of our. It was picking us up like this right here, up, and I was like, bruh, like I could have cut stuff out of it and gotten an episode out, but it was like I just didn't feel good giving people a not great episode. So I was like, piss on it. Look, by the time we would have gotten it out, it would have been Saturday, and it's like, okay, you're watching fights of the big one, so we're just like, okay, those fights weren't too crucial to anything that's coming up. Other than the Manon Fiore, she should probably get the next title shot. I think that was the only thing that we really came to. Yeah, the other one was Brendan Allen and Chris Curtis. Brendan Allen, you could throw him in there with the top fiver. He's not ready for a title shot, but the rest of them were just kind of.
I mean, he's put together a decent enough resume with it, but I think it's just a thing where they're still kind of log jammed up with that. You know, you got like Sean Strickland and Paulo Costa. I honestly don't know who the fuck he'll fight, especially after now they've made the Paulo Costa Sean.
Yeah, crazy.
Fight.
But we just decided, hey, look, we're not even gonna re-record that. We're gonna skip to what everybody was waiting on, and that's this one right here. And it was an absolute behemoth of a fight card. It was crazy. It was, I mean, best one I've seen. And I'll be honest, as far as just the best card, I think when you look at it on paper, it's the best card, and it had the best reactions of a card. But you would think that people would have just been going for it. Max went for it and got it. You know what I'm saying?
So you feel like there would have been more like people pointing at the canvas and just kind of like playing it out.
You want people to either be like the women's title fight. Wei Lee just kind of laid on her a lot because she knew she was up.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely was kind of, I wouldn't say coasting, but she was taking more like a path of least resistance because she was getting tagged up on the feet. She really wasn't having as much, of an answer. But I mean, if it comes down to like lose your title or hey, take her down, control her, do what you can, try to land strikes from the top, try to. I
get what she did. She wanted to retain the belt. She did that. Because she was getting pieced up, son.
Hey, Yonjan Non came to fucking fight.
Yeah, she did, and that's what I like. I wanted people like Davidson and Cody. We'll start right there. They came to bang. They was banging at first.
Bro, this was a fun one, man. The fucking
Cody was
the bit where Cody threw a little like capoeira kick, and Davidson threw that like what was supposed to be a leg kick, I guess, but he ate it on the chin.
But it was like his two toes.
Yeah. He just kind of did it. If he would have landed that,
Cody was kind of going nuts, and I hate that he lost because I really wanted Cody to win.
Doing good,
and then he gets.
I think he was looking good too. I mean, but like it was a fun little fight, man. And Cody was, goddamn, he's quick.
He is. And I thought Figgy was quick, but that motherfucker there, Cody was quick in this one. And everybody was saying that they were saying that the judge. And I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of having DC there. I would have rather had Paul Felder.
Not a big DC guy.
Not a big DC guy. I'm glad that DC was not in the ring, that they let Joe Rogan in there.
Yeah, Rogie, I like a good Rogan.
He lets them talk. He lets them get their shout-outs. Yeah. DC pulls it away. Sometimes he lets them. And Bisping, he's the same way. Like, not today. You know what I'm saying?
I think Bisping, I wouldn't say like my least favorite in terms of that I hate him, but like of the people that go in there and give the post-fight interviews, which typically is DC, Bisping, Rogan, then it really, I don't know. Do they have John Anik do the post fights?
No,
I don't know.
It's usually them three.
Yeah, so
I think so. I can't remember if I've seen Felder in there once or twice. I don't know. I don't think so.
I feel like that might be more Contender Series.
You know he entered back into the pool.
Hey,
I'd love to see Paul Felder fight, son.
You're making
Paul Felder now
making there, yeah.
But
yeah, no, solid little scrap, man. It was tough to see Cody get choked out.
It was. And
I had picked Biggie in my predictions. I thought that he was going to win by KO. But still, like as Cody started doing good, I was like, hey, fuck yeah, dude. Like I was, so he got choked out. And there was like a weird moment where like, Biggie's like trying to like hug him and like, rub his head and shit afterwards, and Cody like kind of just stared at him, and Biggie's like, what's your problem? And I'm like, bro, you're just touching on him. You know what I mean? Like,
right, stop touching him, bro.
You know what I mean? We're done.
I mean, Cody, and they're not gonna drop Cody because he's too exciting.
Oh no, it would be,
and he was, he's just not yet on the ground. He gets on the ground and he kind of, when somebody like Davidson, who's pretty good on the ground and can scramble really well, it was. You can't give up your back, man. You can't give up your back to anybody, especially somebody who's that fucking strong. Yeah. And he had him in a squeeze at one point, and Cody was phoning home, son.
Dude, yes, yeah.
And I was like, he ain't gonna tap it. He was like, I'm good. And he got out of it. And when they said Figueiredo took some deep breaths or something like that, I believe is what I heard. Cody just couldn't get out of it. Nope. At that point, you got to go. When he's tired, you got to get out of it. I think there was a point, if I'm correct, where Cody hurt him and just didn't push. Like he caught him with something. I think, if I'm remembering correctly.
I think so, because he kind of pointed at him.
Yeah. And he should have. I think.
Davidson. I mean, while it didn't show as much in last night's fight, but like that dude has a ton of power. You know.
Yeah.
Like he's really sneaky. If you fuck around and catch you coming in and hit you with the right hand. And if you really look back at how Cody fought against Dom Cruz, like when he lands, and it's one of the better things about him at times, he isn't gonna bum rush in and get too reckless. He's gonna point at you and let you know I fucking caught you. It's not like that Dustin Poirier thing.
Right.
Like, if I rush in, maybe you catch me. Now I give you that 50-50 shot in this brawl, but. If I just caught you, I bet I catch you again in a second. I bet I catch you again after that, and it's just like eventually I'm gonna sleep you.
I think against a guy like Figgy. I think he should have pushed it a little bit and see if you could get something else off. Maybe not bum rush him and give up everything. Man, you had him cracked. And then you risk. Don't give him the opportunity to take you down.
Yeah, on the ground, it was one-way traffic.
Yeah,
but
it was crazy. I don't even know what to do with Cody now. They're not going to They'd probably give Cody. Also, you can't give Cody a bum because Davidson's not a bum. He was ranked top 7 or something, top 8 there.
Yeah. Because
he beat Rob Font.
Introduce him to
an up
weight
and
class.
Yeah.
Because he fought Font. They're trying to get him some star power names. Because it looks like Cody's not even ranked.
No, he's not. And right now they're gonna end up giving Figgy like a top 3 or next.
Yeah. No, they'll move him up off of that. And
who is the top? Who's bantamweight? Sean. Sean's bantamweight. So okay, we'll get to we're gonna do rankings at the end. We're just gonna talk about all the fights because and you guys will just have to see. We'll talk about rankings at the end for everybody.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really know what the deal is with Cody. I don't think they're gonna drop him. No, but
okay.
Where
I think he won the last one.
Where do you put him? Yeah, he is looking good. It's just tough to come back in.
He when he lost to. God, who did he lose to the last time? Before Figgy, he lost somebody else, didn't he? Or was TJ the last loss?
Nah, he was on a bit of a downhill.
And then all of a sudden
that's the tough thing about Cody. He's never coming out in these fights and getting just completely hoed. I mean, TJ fights withstanding, but even in those he cracked TJ. I want to say in the first one. So he never comes out and looks slow. He never comes out and looks super chinny. It's not like he's getting fucking wobbled by little bullshit strikes. So when I say I don't know what they do with Cody, I definitely don't mean what do you fuck they gotta let him go or something like that. But it's who do you see Cody being a champion at 35? Do you see Cody Garbrandt ever making a run and beating Sean O'Malley? But I can see Cody Garbrandt. I don't know. Has he fought Cheeto Vera before? That would be a fun fight. I know that again. He's kind of high, much higher ranked, but
former champion.
I think Cody, with the name that he's got, the star power, he's always a fun fight. That would be a super fun little matchup. I don't know. Yeah. Good, but a great way to beats him. I knew that when that happened, I was such a dope way to start the card off. That set the pace, and bro, it really did not disappoint.
It didn't. There was the only time that I was, I think, disappointed was watching Weili lay down on her and just not do a whole lot.
And that was also kind of tough for Weili and Jan because. Such an adrenaline dump coming off the fight before. You know what I mean? You got to follow that. Really, no matter what you're doing, is kind of tough.
And I didn't get the fans were doing some booing at certain moments. It was kind of pissing me off because it's bro, you can't when they are wrestling and they're moving. If they're just laying there, okay, I get it, booing. Hey, bro, get up and do something. But when they're rolling and steadily pushing, it's bro, come on now.
And they were booing quick, son.
Quick.
If you've been down there for a minute or two, first of all, I'm kind of a never boo fighters unless you're willing to get in there and fight kind of mentality about it. So anytime people boo, even if someone's on the ground for 4 minutes of a round, I'm all right, dude, shut the fuck up.
So I'm I'm not gonna say I'm for the booing, but if I see them just laying
it makes
there,
more sense. Last night was like, what the fuck? Even DC said something. He's like, I don't understand what they're booing about.
Yeah.
Like he's like working for ground and pound and shit. But yeah, I really didn't fuck with the crowd. And I want to say, were they booing Bobby Green?
Just to boo him.
Yeah, it was weird. Like they were booing people. Well, I mean, I don't know. It was kind of a weird crowd. Probably a bunch of casuals, people who were just like there to be there.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, but either way, yeah. Speaking of Bobby Green, next fight, Bobby Green, Jim Miller. Man, some storylines kind of have a sad last.
Bobby Green said that. He was like, hey, you've been on 1, 2, and 3. I'm here to stop the parade. I'm here to stop the train. There's not going to be no hype train today.
It happens like
and
that.
Jim did not look. He just couldn't catch up.
There's levels between them on the feet. I was really confused that he didn't wrestle more.
Right.
But it's tough with Bobby Green with the hands that low. Always in position to get underhooks. Always in position to stop takedowns and get low.
But I don't think he's that great at stopping takedowns. I think
he's a decent wrestler.
If you could grab him, you can probably get him to the ground. Obviously, Islam Makhachev.
Guys, Islam Makhachev, but that motherfucker could take down a goddamn horse if you want to. You know, so like, but somebody like Jim Miller, who's really well rounded, you know, but more of his bread and butter is his jiu-jitsu. He's kind of awkward on the feet, so depending on who he's fighting, like, I mean, he's put together some knockouts, and you know,
he just wasn't getting close. And they said it too. The commentators, they said if you look at their resumes, Jim Miller hasn't been fighting the level of opponents that Bobby Green has been fighting.
Yeah, that's true. And there's also a big speed difference, and that matters a lot on the feet, especially when both guys are fighting awkward. Now the timing and speed is a big thing, and Bobby Green, the hands low style is so nasty because he holds his hands here. So now anytime he can feint by just jetting his hands out. He doesn't really have to feint up top as much. Little motions out here now become big feints. So it's kind of it was, you know, I just think that Jim was locked up by it. He just had no way of getting the timing, and early on Bobby Green got into his rhythm.
Yeah.
Like within like the first couple, like 2 minutes or something.
Then Jim not getting close enough, not trying to get close enough. Yeah.
And then now Bobby was also poking with a lot of like kicks up the middle of the body, and I don't know if that also had to worry about shooting in, maybe eating a knee or eating a kick. But yeah, no, not Jim Miller's night. And it is what it is. That's just kind of part of the game. Jim Miller's not no bitch.
No, he'll come back and fight again. Bobby Green, I don't really know what to give him because there's a lot of people that are better than Bobby Green.
He's,
he's on a little bit of a resurgence, and he's kind of handing it to folks. He gets knocked out by Dylan Turner, but then he comes back and has just it's kind of like Calvin Cater gets beat up by Max and then comes back and shows out.
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, this is one of his better performances. You know, he looked great. So, good shit for Bobby Green. Always fun to see the match up again.
Let's see who else we got. I might actually leave this in here just because.
Yeah, just let him know. Just let him know the dedication to the craft. This man's busting it wide. Y'all can't see him, but he's working their knees out.
Yeah, my knees ain't made for this. I'm 45 years old.
So Jessica Andrade, Marina Rodriguez. Yes.
Yeah, something like that. Now, who'd they give it to? They gave it to.
It was a split decision for Andrade.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I see the win because my ring light here is covering up the win symbol. So with this one, Marina was really fucking her up on the feet, dog.
She's nasty.
She is long as fuck. When I said Andrade, I was like, I was just anticipating her to come out there and just bully people like she does, and this bitch was hitting her. She was fucking her up.
Stayed on that back foot, bro. Andrade couldn't get in on her. I mean, she was landing some stuff, but
on the ground, clear disadvantage.
Yeah, because that's kind of, it was like a tale of two rounds. You know, round one, Andrade was able to take her down. She was able to land some strikes. Marina didn't really have much for her there. Second round, Marina was able to stay on the feet. I don't think she got taken down in the second round. And even if she did, she was able to get back up rather quickly because she was able to land a ton on the feet. Really kind of outclassed her. I think towards the end of the second, though, she might have got hurt on the feet. So I didn't know if that was maybe a swing round on some people's cards. And then third round, Marina was able to kind of.
I mean, did you think Andrade won after watching it?
I wasn't mad when they announced. I will say, whenever I watched this the first time, I had some people over, and like this was one where we were trying to like set some shit up. So I did miss the third round, but then I went back and watched it this morning. When I watched it, I didn't think it was crazy that Jessica lost. I guess if you gave it to Marina,
that Jessica won.
Or yeah, Jessica won. I guess if you would have gave it to Marina, it would have been like the craziest thing. You know, decent little fight, but
No, they was. I mean, they was scrapping. They was doing their thing. It was. I was satisfied with that. With it. And I mean, Jessica's probably set up to fight one more and then get a title shot. They'll probably give her. She's number 4 now. I don't know if that's going to catapult her up one. It just depends on how the rankings are looking as far as what are the champion number 1 and number 2 doing, and number 3.
Yeah, and I wonder because I don't know. I thought that she lost her last fight. Was her last fight against Tatiana Suarez? Or she fought once since then, because the Suarez kind of came out and absolutely handled business.
Yeah.
But she's number 4. It's also why, I mean, she's fights in several weight classes, you know what I mean? So at any point, she can kind of just move around.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm not sure. Anybody that put her against, it's always an interesting matchup. Because like you said, dude, like, you never know. When she's the hammer, she's the fucking hammer. When she's the nail, she's the nail. But she can get in these really close fights, you know? She can come out here and absolutely bully people. You really never know what you're gonna get stylistically out of who they put her against. So,
right.
Good fight, serviceable fight. And then bam, dude, we got the next one.
Jalen Turner, Renato Moicano. It was crazy.
Bro, you can't be a referee and a fighter. You can't stop your own fights, man. Jalen Turner bombs on Renato Moicano.
That really pissed me off.
Walks off, wants the fancy walk-off KO.
And then he's going to say, he got
he
up.
looks, points to everybody, what
up.
are you doing? It's like, he's on his feet. What do you mean? You can't raise your hands.
No.
If the guy's able to get back to his feet and start punching you, that's a clear example of why the referee made the right call there by not calling it. If he's able to get up and immediately start fighting again, so you cannot do that.
That's
also, man, here's the thing. Had he done that with 2 minutes left in the round, he probably could have still knocked Renato out. Because Renato still had some cobwebs.
Yeah.
You did it with 10 seconds left? And now I get that he doesn't know, but I'm saying, like, that's just what happened. You know what I mean? So, super unfortunate timing. And then Renato comes out and then fucking
gets on him.
Dude.
Yeah, he's one of them that you can never count him out unless he's out.
No, that's a dog, dude. And you got to shoot him in the head to get him out of there, man.
And he did. He got back there and just put him and got on top of him and just fucking went to pounding on him, dog.
Bombed him. So
it was crazy.
I like Renato Moicano.
And what was Jalen Turner? Was he ranked?
It's not a.
It says no.
No, it's not high up enough because I'm pretty sure the Jalen Turner is ranked.
I thought he was ranked.
They might both be ranked. Yeah.
So he'll at least take that 10 from him.
Yeah, I think so. And dude, he's got such a resurgence going on right now with like his character, and he's talking his shit when he's on the microphone, he's got a podcast.
And then he was like, "Hey Joe, you're gonna be my first person on the podcast. You can't say no. You gotta show up."
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That's dope.
It was cool.
A couple people were asking about being on the Joe Rogan Experience and stuff last night.
Did they?
Cool. Yeah, I think Yuri Prohaska said something about being on there.
I think Yuri would be nice on there.
I'm not sure.
Because he's got a weird way of setting up the fights.
It was the couple people that had talked about being on. I was like, that'd be cool as shit. It was a couple of interesting people.
Has Max been on there before?
Yeah, once. He might have said something about coming back on the.
Yeah, he should go back on there. Max gotta go back on there.
That'd be super cool.
Let's go on to the next ones.
God damn it, son. Hey. Diego Lopez.
Hey.
Diego Lopez. What the fuck?
My phone.
No.
Good.
Bro, Diego Lopez cannot have a boring fight. Doesn't know how to do it. Doesn't know how to do it.
But the mullet, I was like, bro, this man really got a long mullet on him.
Hey, that was a funky. That motherfucker looked like a funky chicken, bro. Like, god damn it, man.
He did his thing.
Down, dude. And well, yeah, a minute and a half. But he's finishing people in the first round, but he's finishing people in like the first 90 seconds. Like he's.
I don't remember what happened with this one because I remember when I watched it was crazy.
Flipped him with I'm not sure if it was an uppercut. I think he flipped him with an uppercut in close.
Yeah,
like they even said it on the thing. Like it wasn't like he was just rearing back. It was just like an in type.
Yeah.
They talked about the amount of power that he must have. He dropped him. Sadiq kind of recovered, and he was able to land on him again and get on top of him, finish him off with some ground and pound.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, essentially, once he landed that first shot, it was Sadiq never fully got
I'm
back.
pretty sure it was just a clip, and they were like, he's got to throw some power. He didn't even hit him with everything.
No. Yeah, it's exactly what.
And so he's gonna take that 13 at least.
Yeah, dude.
And that's good for him.
At this point, I mean, I was gonna say like you start maybe have a main event, a fight night, but these fights aren't fucking lasting long enough to even,
I think you give him somebody maybe between 6 and 10. Because if he goes 13, give him somebody up there, and then if he wins that, maybe give him his rematch versus Evlev. I think he, and that's just because I remember this. And I know without looking at the rankings, seeing who all is ranked what, that's what I would do. Let him fight somebody else, like maybe a Josh Emmett, maybe a Calvin Cater, maybe a I mean, shit. Who else? I don't even remember. I don't know.
Honestly, dude, yeah, Calvin Cater.
But Calvin Cater lost here.
You know, yeah. Well, fuck, dude. You do that to Cater though, man. Coming off a 2-year layoff, you lose, and then it's like, all right, let me throw you Diego Lopez. That's kind of rough. They had actually made the comment later on in the night after Aljo had won. He had made somebody had made a comment. I think it was Daniel Cormier that was saying like, you know, you come out here, it wasn't the most exciting performance, and he's saying you have to look at like what dudes like Diego Lopez are doing.
So
same division.
Okay,
You're not gonna jump right ahead of these guys.
No, yeah, fight Aljo. He beat Aljo up.
Honestly, dude, that might be a really good fight to make because you have Diego Lopez. He wins this completely unscathed, looks phenomenal. He's starting to really build a name of him. So, you know, to hardcores he's kind of been, but like now, like a performance like this really puts him in the spotlight. You put him against a guy like Aljo. That's a huge test for Aljo. Huge test.
My life into pieces. Okay.
Yeah.
We're back. Had some little issues we just had going on there. Might be. So we were talking about Diego. Yeah, you give Diego Aljo is what you were saying.
That's what I would go. Yeah, Diego Lopez versus Aljamain Sterling.
He beats Aljo. Maybe give him Evlev, depending on where Evlev is at in the rankings and where the rankings are sitting.
Yeah. The featherweight's so stacked that even if you were to like finish Aljo, it would be hard to imagine that he just jumps over people. But dude, if you had them like, I don't know, man, you got him on the right card. You have him on
was number like 7 or something.
Yeah.
So Aljo's definitely gonna take his number.
Yeah, you're gonna be looking around the top 5 for Aljo. So I mean, if he comes up there and finishes that dude in the first minute, but I feel like it's still kind of jammed up.
I think you could give him the win too. I think unless he's just spectacular. If he goes and finishes Aljo in 35 seconds. I mean, it's like, okay, everybody else is fought.
Yeah, it'd be hard to, I don't know. I mean, I guess depending on when they make the next fight, this log jam could kind of clear up by the time that he's even able to fight Aljo. By then, there might be kind of more of a clear path to the title. But yeah, no, I think Aljo and then the Evloev fight.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And then we go to Holly Holm, Kayla Harrison. I mean...
So I thought the Kayla would win. First of all, the weight cut didn't look bad.
Nope.
Didn't look like that. Really bothered her.
Very sunken in.
Yeah, no.
She put that weight back on quick, and it looked she looked fine.
Bro, just dominated.
Yes.
Big sister.
You would think that, not you would think, but like people were saying, like they were like, hey, she hasn't been here. This is the big stage. You think she had some nervousness? She just got out there and did exactly what the hell she was supposed to do.
Dude, she's ultra confident. Now I'll say this in the past, like I don't love Kayla Harrison's personality.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't hate it. I think she's all right, but like the promo about like the Izzy couldn't stop my takedowns, like that stuff was corny for me. Right. You know, and like talking shit about, you know, all these people are ducking you in the UFC, and it's like that's not how that works. You know, and just kind of like trying to live in the Amanda Nunes era and trying to act like you would like come over here and beat the shit out of Amanda Nunes and like, I don't know, doing all that stuff. But also, like, you're a fighter, you got to be confident, and you have to like build yourself and promote yourself, and you know, have this brand, make people. And because of all those promos, all that shit talk, is why we're that excited to see her. Why we were so excited to see her last night debut.
Yeah, she did her thing.
Dude, good. As advertised, man, as advertised. What submission did she get with? Was it a rear naked choke?
I think.
Dude, tons of rear nakeds on the card last night. Handful of them. But yeah, no, she'll
take that number 5. What's that at? Bantamweight? Who's the bantamweight champ? Oh, she said it doesn't matter if it's Juliana or if it's Raquel.
I'm the champion by the end of this year.
So I think that means, and she didn't really take any damage, so I think you might give her 1 in like summertime, and then give her the belt at the end if she wins in the summertime.
I guess, dude, if Holly Holm's 5, man, bantamweight's just so barren. You could make the argument. I mean, I have to look at the rankings to see. I might be like completely forgetting about some killer that's sitting at number 1 that I'm not remembering. But I think outside of Juliana and Raquel, it's kind of up for grabs. I mean, Raquel fought. Who'd she just fight for it? GDR, or no, not GDR. Mayra Buena Silva.
Yes.
So it's just like there was already a lot of hate about like those two even getting to fight for the belt. I think Kayla Harrison can walk right into a title shot against the winner of that.
She could.
And I don't know when they're booked, if that's something that's going to be like resolved rather quickly, or because if it's a thing where she needs to stay busy, then yeah, go ahead and I guess give her somebody else. But I think that yeah, she takes the winner of that.
Take the win. Whoever gets the belt or has the belt between Raquel and Juliana.
Yeah, I think
fight that winner.
Yeah, even like if Juliana wins, I don't think Raquel is owed like an immediate rematch by any means. You know what I mean? So I think winner of that versus Kayla Harrison. And honestly, dude, I think Kayla Harrison, based on what she did to Holly Holm last night, Kayla Harrison takes both of those.
Amanda Nunes.
Oh yeah, if she could come back off the couch, now that would be interesting.
It would, because
somebody said something. She tweeted something that maybe was like a little bit leading into maybe coming back or some shit like that.
I've heard several fighters say they would like Jose Aldo coming back is crazy, son.
That's nuts.
Crazy, just randomly, and it's like okay, they can come back really whenever they want to.
I could buy.
He must have some fights still left on his contract.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess so. I don't think they would. I mean, they would do a new contract for him.
Yeah.
But, he left him box though after he retired, didn't he? So like he was able to go and do shit. I think he boxed Jeremy Stevens. But yeah, no, that'd be a dope
Jeremy
fight.
Stevens.
But yeah, Kayla Harrison, man, looked great as advertised, bro.
Absolutely.
I like Holly Holm, but it was good to see just storyline wise somebody come in, be able to bust the bantamweight division open, make it more interesting again. And then we go to Calvin Kattar Aljo. Hey, Aljo. While it wasn't the most exciting fight the entire way through, and it kind of got a little bit more boring as the fight went on.
That's an Aljo fight.
Aljo was, I will say, kind of letting some shit go up top. They were kind of wide, a little bit wild punches, but they were landing on Kattar. Kattar just didn't, he never got his boxing fully going. He was never just like really giving Aljamain anything to, and it comes from the takedowns. You're so much more hesitant on the feet because you're going to get taken down, and you can't get up once you go down. So now, it was a good game plan.
If I remember right, he was stuffing some of the takedowns at first. He was getting underhooks in and was keeping Aljo from taking him down. I think he tried it once or twice and he got it now.
Yeah, I don't think that Aljo went 100% on takedowns last night, but I know that he got a couple, and the ones that he was able to secure, he was able to take the back and hold it for a minute, kind of threading submissions, and kind of,
he does.
Just kind of hold such dominant positions. And Kattar was just kind of demoralized. Really didn't seem like he came out for the kill or anything.
It says Aljo is number 2.
That must be number 2 at bantamweight, though.
I think it would say BW.
Yeah, normally it would. But
so they don't already have him at number 2 going into his first fight at featherweight?
This was his featherweight debut, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense for them to give him that.
And
normally it does have a bantamweight or whatever it would be out to the side of it. So I'm not sure.
We're gonna look in a minute. We're gonna look at rankings, but that's weird. It says number 8 and number 2.
Yeah, because they don't update them until Tuesday, so I don't know what's going on there. But either way, Aljo looked good. He looked strong. He looked thick as fuck.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he did his thing.
So, and that's whether it's exciting to watch or not. That's a hard style to beat. It's a hard guy to beat when he's on. When he's putting everything together the way that he needs to. So I think you put him against somebody, because that's the thing, dude. You talk about how Aljo has boring fights, man. Diego Lopez can't have a boring fight. You put those two together, and I feel like that puts a
and
they both got a goddamn. They both have something to prove,
and they both will go to the ground.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Diego's not fucked up about going to the ground at all, or on the feet. So yeah, super interesting shit there. And also just thinking about the stuff that Diego would do to try to catch him coming in, like when he throws a knee or something like that. A dude with that much power and that much excitement, that certain dudes just have an electric way of fighting. That's a great matchup.
Facts.
Then the next man we got.
I did not realize how big fucking Rocket is.
That's a
he's like 6'11",
big boy. Huge. Dude, he looks like a shark. He looks like a Doberman, actually. Now that I look at the face of a Doberman. This is kind of the tale of two fights a bit. Because round 1, Alexander was kind of putting work in on Yuri, and I was like, oh shit.
And I was like, damn, here goes Yuri. He's fixing to get fucking laid out.
Then I was surprised because Rakic he was coming off of an injury. I was like, man, the way that he was just coming at Yuri, because Yuri kind of just hurts dudes when he hits them. So I was wondering, man, is he like laying a leg kick and like tear, Rakic's shit up? Does he hurt him in a scramble? And then, man, was able to come back, get the second round knockout. Super impressive. I think he stopped him on his feet, didn't he?
I thought he...
Did he drop and finish him with ground and pound?
I
I
thought
thought
it
that he
was-
had him hurt kind of up against the. I thought he was like laying uppercuts and shit, and I thought they kind of stepped in and stopped it, but I don't remember
It was
100.
either that
percent
or he was tagging him in the corner and then he like fell down.
Okay.
There was so much going on last
I'm gonna
night.
keep it a sec, dude. It's hard to remember just because every fight was such a main event worthy fight. I gotta watch this whole card again at some point because I did watch it with friends over, which is cool. But dude, this is a kind of card that I really would have loved to have watched alone in a way. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed being able to chop it up. But
See, we were watching ours, and while we were watching them, I was watching them, obviously on ESPN Plus for the first half of them, and then I did not buy this.
you did a little Russian link.
So I did my normal links that I use. Sorry, Dana. But even though while we were watching these, I wasn't fully watching all of it. I was eating. Then we started playing cards because we had people over, and I was watching. I was sitting on the floor and I was watching until everybody got tired. So I'm gonna say Bo Nickel. We were still playing cards. And then who was after Bo Nickel? Do we remember?
That would be Armand Saryukin and Charlie.
So
Oliver.
for that one, I was still playing cards, but I was watching that one pretty heavily. That was the one I started really getting interested in. And then after that, I quit playing cards because things were going down that I had to watch. But this one, I was watching them, and then I'd put my cards down and I'd look and I'd watch, and so, but it was. So there is a lot where it's like, oh man, I really just want to go back and rewatch everything without everybody, so I can get a good visual on who I thought actually won.
I do want to rewatch, and I rewatched a couple fights this morning. I rewatched Andrade Rodriguez. I rewatched the Bo Nickel fight, and I rewatched.
We'll get to that one here.
I
soon.
rewatched the Diego Lopez fight, and I wanted to rewatch Prochazka versus Rakic, and I just didn't have time.
Because when they announced that would get like performance. When I see when I think of a performance, I think of somebody that at no point in time you were down. You know what I'm saying? Like you just went out there and fucked them up.
So performance of the night, I guess, might be just like the wording of that might maybe make it, because I think that performance of the night essentially just replaced submission and knockouts, because sometimes they wouldn't have any KOs or they wouldn't have any submissions.
Because was that the second best fight to me on the card? No.
Did Diego Lopez get a performance of the night?
No, but no. All the performances. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy to me.
Now Dana said he was going to take care of people.
And I get that too.
But the people that got the bonuses being
That is fair. That is fair. TBA, yeah. I mean, while this was a dope fight, and to be able to come back from being down the first round,
right.
Kayla Harrison coming in and bullying Holly Holm like that's a more dominant performance.
He's going to take care of Diego. He's going to take care of Figgy.
Diego Lopez.
He's going to take care of.
I could see giving the Yuri the bonus over Figueiredo. Just I don't know. Based, I feel like this was a little bit more of an exciting fight, and being down the way that he was.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird, and we'll get to the Max Justin fight, but that wasn't my fight of the night, if I'm being honest.
This one?
No. Max Justin got fight of the night.
Oh yes, absolutely. If Max and Justin didn't get fight of the night, the people were just smoking something.
I was smoking something, and I was smoking something all night long. But to me, dude, fight of the night is a back and forth the whole fight. Justin lost almost every round. You know what I mean? And then he got knocked out at the end.
I get
that, but
but
here's the thing: because of like the blood and guts, like the point, like that 10 seconds at the end won him fight of the night. To me, and I get it; it was an exciting fight.
Who did you give fight of the night to?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and like re-look.
And see, Justin did lose every round. I think he lost every single round. He did knock Max down for the first time in Max's career. Knocked him down.
No, it was wild. I'm not saying that Justin
but he fought back the whole time. He wasn't just
he did, and a lot of it had to do with it. He got his nose broken at the end of the first round. We'll get to that. God damn, dude, okay. So fucking Yuri Prochazka. They're saying
it was a good fight.
Who are they saying? I guess we'll matchmake him and shit as well. But no, decent scrap. Yuri Prochazka. Just whenever I was thinking, I was like, damn, dude, Rakic might have him. He comes out, he makes some shit happen. That's a dangerous dude. And he was talking some shit, Alexander was, about, Yuri's a fake samurai, this and that, this and that.
They've been talking this BS for a long time, and then finally, when they finally get to fight, you gotta show up.
You get put down, man. Hey, that motherfucker's a real samurai. I mean, motherfuckers don't walk around fighting each other with swords all day.
People, they were watching him doing his, pre-fight build-up the night before, and he was standing out in the street.
I saw that.
And people were, scared to go up and talk to him because they didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was on the
exactly.
by
Yeah,
himself.
motherfuckers locked in,
Yeah.
dude. They made the right choice.
But a big streamer that I watch, he took a picture with Yuri, Nick Merckx.
Yeah.
It was cool. I was like, oh shit.
I wouldn't have been a hoe about it. I'd have walked over like, what's up, dog? You locked in, bro?
I was like, bro,
Everybody-
hey, look, get this done tomorrow. I got
Hey,
money on you,
Bro, you know I'm
son.
be geeking, son.
Alright, who got-
Well, yeah, all right. So Yuri Prochazka, that was the last prelim,
Yeah.
and then it sent us off
He got into
to
this.
Bo Nickel,
And I'll be honest, I was not impressed.
and people were booing, people upset with Bo Nickel, and then afterwards he was like, "Look, you guys are all gonna love me. I guarantee it. I'm gonna keep winning fights. You guys are gonna like me." This did not help him with the fans. I think that the UFC thought that
And
this
he,
would
and
have
he,
the.
he was like, shh. He's like, everybody, shh. He put his
Well, he
thumbs
did the
down.
thumbs down. I didn't know if he was thumbs downing the fans for booing or if he was going thumbs down on himself because he didn't seem happy with his performance.
His performance wasn't great. It wasn't. I mean,
I didn't think it was that bad, but he didn't get to have like a big showcase. He didn't get to like completely destroy Cody Brundage in a way that like
people
this
that-
placement
like
on the
he thought he was
card.
going to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being that big of a favorite. You know, what I mean, you're a minus
that is
2100
why
favorite.
I thought he should not have been on the main card. You should have had Yuri and Alexander on there, or even
Hey, dude, I really think Kayla Holly would have been a dope one to
Right.
open up because I mean, either way, I'm not mad. I got to watch all the fights, so it doesn't matter. They were all so good that it almost didn't matter the
Somebody
order.
else said, I think it might have been DC. He couldn't put him away because that was a real challenge. Everybody else you faced has not been a real challenge.
Yeah, then this is certainly the toughest guy that he's fought yet. And here's the thing, like, he still put him away. He still submitted him in the second round. So, like, it was still a good, because I went back and I watched it, because I was like, damn, I didn't remember him looking shitty, but I know that he didn't, like, blow through him. When I went back, but I remember, like, he thumbs down, and I was like, damn, was it really that bad? And as I went back and watched, like, it wasn't, you know, like, Cody got out of a couple rear nakeds, like, you know, he was able to kind of escape off to the side a couple times when Bo would start, like, trying to wrap it up without getting both hooks in. You know, so Cody was able to like get out of a couple things like that. He landed a few heavy shots up top, but so did Bo. And Bo did at the beginning of the second round, he got hit with a couple hard shots and got like Big Brother like kind of slung on the ground, popped back up to his feet. So like the start of the second round really wasn't going as great for him.
Right.
But then again was able to land some shots, got a big takedown, kind of shucked him off to the ground. And kind of controlled him from there. After that, yeah, Cody like defended longer than I guess Bo wanted him to, but he really didn't offer much back. You know, he controlled him a good bit, so I didn't feel like he looked bad. It's just one of those things.
What
Like,
I'm wanting to see is I'm wanting to see them put him, because like they did against Patty, they started throwing Patty like the first one. Patty got a couple tuna cans. And threw him in there with a couple people that had a name, and he couldn't do it as great.
this is his Jared Gordon. You know what I mean? Like this is like the but except for like he didn't like
So
lose
now
the
the next
split. But
person is you give him a Tony Ferguson, because that's who Patty fought last, wasn't it? Was Tony?
yeah,
he
okay.
beat-
So
he beat up
you're saying
Tony.
like give him like more of like a weathered legend kind of.
Or just somebody that's at least knows how to fight a lot,
More-
has more experience and was an interim. I mean,
So you just want somebody that's got more of a name, more
Yeah,
star power behind
somebody.
it, something that can capitalize. Because Cody Brundage can for sure fight. He's definitely super talented, but he's not got the name. And I think that's why people were upset. Is like, oh, the opening fight on UFC 300, and like half of that fight is Cody Brundage, and it's like, who the fuck is that guy?
I didn't
I
know
know
who
Cody Brundage is, but it's just like a lot of people,
I did not know who
people
Cody
that are wanting to
Brundage
buy UFC 300, and like this might be the first card they've watched in a minute. Like they're not gonna know Cody Brundage off the top of the head. So
we'll
yeah,
look at middleweight and
I
see
think
who they
yeah, you give him
right
maybe
now,
somebody.
He's still not ranked. He's still not ranked.
Yeah, but I guess they're wanting to kind of slowly build him up. Do like the Sugar Sean treatment. You know, you want to kind of give him, and they also want to let him build a highlight reel. He's only I think 5-0, so
Yeah, 5 or 6-0.
yeah, I think 6-0 now. So they're wanting to kind of get him.
I'm not gonna be impressed until you give him somebody that will fight back. Like Kamzat comes in and one punches somebody. First punch he throws down
GM3, yeah.
and then he comes in and ragdolls, and he comes in and knocks somebody else out, and it's like, okay, he's finishing these.
He was
folks.
on a crazy streak.
Real deal.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, we're gonna give him somebody for real now. We're gonna give him who the dude Gilbert was the next one.
Big Game Gilbert, yeah.
Yeah, and so you're giving him a top fiver after 3 or 4 fights, and it's like, okay. And you give him Kevin Holland, who he ragdolls,
Yeah.
and then you give him Kamaru Usman, who he dogs it out with, and
Yeah.
it's like, bruh. And now you're giving him Is it?
I think, but
Who's
if
he
I'm not
giving him now?
Robert, yeah.
Yeah. So
To my knowledge, though, this is the longest fight Bo's had. I think before this,
Yeah.
his longest fight was like 2.5 minutes. So I mean, he's still got all finishes. He's still
The next
undefeated.
thing would be all these people you're submitting. Are they good on the ground?
I mean, Cody's a good wrestler. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to look at the people, and a lot of people like I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you like who the fuck he fought on the Contender Series, for instance. But I do know that when he fought, I think it was his second fight on the Contender Series, the one that he wrapped the triangle choke up on, the way that he locked the triangle up while like letting the guy roll him over, like he locked it up in transition. I just remember when he threw the triangle, that he looked so much more high level jiu-jitsu wise than he should. You know what I mean? Just just the way that he threw it, I was like, okay, you're not just a wrestler that knows like an arm bar, you know what I mean, and like a head arm choke. Like you're throwing shit while motherfuckers are rolling you to the back. You let him roll you to the back so you could. He was like setting traps. So I was like, okay. Then he comes out and he's like, he drops Val Woodburn. You know what I mean? So like he's not been giving anybody.
Didn't look good against the last person he fought. I think.
Yeah. But I'll say this: Bo Nickel 6-0. What was Hamza when he came into the UFC? So like Bo's, I think so. So Bo's like second fight was on the Contender Series. So they're definitely, you know, kind of like baby stepping him up. I agree. I do think at this point moving forward, especially because you guys put him on the main event of UFC 300,
minus 2100 on the main card of UFC 300.
Here's the thing, dude. He might especially after this performance not being as dominant as it should have been. I was gonna say
the last one was like minus 4,000.
Yeah, no, he should
not be that high.
Yeah,
put you against somebody that's gonna fight back.
But at this point, dude, I was gonna say until last night maybe not being as hot, he might have that kind of favorite against whoever, just because of the steam that's behind him.
What's that middleweight, bro? Put him in there against Hamza.
Hey, put him in there. Well, what's Hamza? Well, I was gonna say Hamza's booked up with Robert.
Gilbert's
170.
That's a 185.
Yeah. So okay. I don't know. I mean, he definitely needs somebody with some star power, and I don't know if it needs to be the Fight Night main event route. I think that at this point they really want to keep Bo on main events on pay-per-views.
Pay-per-view main cards.
I think not main events, main cards. I think that that's kind of the best spot for him now. Because you'll have people that are mad at him. He seems to be like a bit of a heel because of this, mostly because of this card, really. I think people like Bo Nickel until they made him the main event of 300.
I did not. So I'm not going to say I'm a fan. I think because, like I said, I want to see him fight somebody that's not a tuna can. And I'm calling these people tuna cans based off of who is at the top of the list. Not because I think I can beat them, but just because who's at the top and where
just unranked fighters.
Right, and it's like, okay, you're getting people who I've never heard of, and if you go back and look at their records probably are not that great. And you're giving them people who are just getting starched, and it's like, okay, but he's got a cool name, Bo Nickel. It's a cool name. It's a name people get behind. Olympic wrestler, pretty sure.
No, didn't go to the Olympics, but two-time Hodge Trophy winner. Yeah.
NCAA champion.
Was that boy when he was in college, essentially.
And it's like, okay, so we know you can wrestle. Can you wrestle against other people who can wrestle? Which that's not matchmaker ways.
He wrestled fucked Cody Brundage last night a bit. I mean, Cody was able to defend some of the submissions, but was there any moments? And there were some nifty little scrambles, but there was no moment where like Cody picked Bo up and slammed him to the ground. I mean, he kind of threw him at one point, but that seemed a little bit more of a factor of he hit him with a hard shot. Bo was trying to grab him, and he kind of like stepped out and kind of slung him. But I've not seen, at least yet, I mean, but I get what you're saying. Like, put him against an elite level wrestler. Put him against a Jack Hermanson.
Yeah.
Put him against a Jack Hermanson. Because Jack Hermanson
JDM's 170, isn't he? 185.
No, 170. Am I tripping? Is Hermanson 170 or is that's 85?
Yeah, I think it's 85.
That's got to be 85. Because he just put Piper, the little Piper hype train down. So
give him Joe Piper.
Oh, okay, that'd be a fun one. I mean, but I think that's one though that if he beat Joe Piper, I feel like people would be like, okay, you're just going against like a brawler on the feet. Like we just saw Jack Hermanson kind of. Jack Hermanson's a dude that's like, hey, good fucking luck with that guy. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't see Jack Hermanson getting a title shot at any point in time now through the rest of his career. That's just me being me.
I think if Jack Hermanson beat Joe Piper and then he beat Bo Nickel in like the main event or wherever they put it, I think that you could easily put him in a number one contender. I guess depending on like where things.
I mean, you could, but I don't think he's gonna beat anybody at the top. at 185.
I don't see it happening myself.
Paulo Costa putting you on the floor.
Yeah, I don't see Jack Hermanson winning the title, but I think that would be a huge. That's a name.
He's gonna be like a Wonder Boy.
And that's
Wonder Boy.
That's a good test for Bo Nickel as well.
Yeah. I can agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be good shit, man.
This next one, I was absolutely so disappointed that this was a 3-round fight.
Yeah, dude, I needed more. I needed 10 more minutes.
I mean, Charles beats him.
Hey, before we even get to the fight, though, did you see the damn near fight before the fight? Armand punched a fan?
Yes.
What the fuck happened there, dude?
I think the dude was going.
I saw that he had his hand out. If he was just waving him, that's hilarious. And I thought he slapped him or something. That he swung on him.
I'm not doing this, but then when I watched the video back closer, look, he swung at somebody further back. So I think somebody might have been flipping off, saying "fuck you" or saying something.
And then later on, he's walking. He jumps another guy, and I was like, "Yo, this is like old school, like." Stone Cold, like William Regal, like a 90s era, like trying to get some heat, like you're like jumping at fans and like swinging at people. I was like, that's nuts, bro. Man, he looked fucking hot coming out. Fucking like he was like had a chip on his shoulder. The people were booing, the crowd was getting crazy.
It was a back and forth. If it went another round, Charles wins.
I need to rewatch. This is one that I really wanted to rewatch. So I didn't get to rewatch.
I think he had him in a rear naked. He was on his back and he was tagging him, and Charles had his tongue stuck out. He's going,
yeah.
I was like, no, Charles is in his bag right now, and it was just, I don't know if Charles couldn't get close enough. If he just couldn't.
When I watched the fight, I thought that Armand won. I thought that it was a fair decision.
Yeah.
Because the third round, I felt like it was 1-1 going into the third, and the third round was really close. I thought that Armand was winning it. And then Charles had a really big, like, last minute, and then he, wrapped up that head arm choke.
I think if it went one more round, Charles gets him to the nose.
Oh, yeah, no, if you get to the fourth and fifth, yeah. I mean, now, Armand's got 5-round experience, but Charles Oliveira, he finds shit. You know what I mean? He makes moments happen.
He wins
yeah,
in later
so, I mean, I don't know.
Man does not get tired.
I hate that they would have had that they didn't do a 5-round on it. I don't think anybody would have been upset on it, honestly.
No.
Yeah, man, good shit for Armand, though. That's another good feather in the cap, man.
Now he'll get number 1.
Yeah, so it looks like Islam versus DP.
Which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. So I don't know.
Because I'll be honest, Dustin does not deserve that. I think Dustin deserves it in terms of how long he's been in there. He's fought just about every champion that's been champion, but you got knocked out by Gaethje.
By Gaethje, yeah. Armand deserves this.
And somebody else went at Islam and was like, you should have fought. I think it was Max. He said you should have been. He said if the featherweight champion can fight in February, you should have fought in February. But I thought something was going on, like Ramadan or something. I
don't know if Ramadan started at that point. I'm not 100%.
I thought there was something going on that was keeping him from fighting in February, and it may not have been. It could just be me not thinking of what was going on, or if he just was saying no, I'm not ready. But he should have fought. I think yes, he should have fought in February. You should have fought Justin Gaethje. You beat Justin Gaethje. 1,000% you beat Justin Gaethje. Every other wrestler has beat Justin Gaethje. Once he gets down, that's just that.
I feel I don't think Gaethje over Islam would have been a prediction that I would have gone with. I think Islam would have got Gaethje.
And Islam is Khabib put you in a triangle and saved you from breaking your arm in front of your family.
Yeah, just choked him to sleep.
Because he knew you wasn't gonna tap.
Yeah.
So you were gonna let him break your arm. You knew he was going to breaking your arm. And it's like, okay, Islam hits harder than Khabib and has better striking than Khabib. He gonna stand there with you and hit you. And then he's gonna take you down, and then he's gonna put you into whatever he wants to put you in.
Yeah, that would have been Islam's fight. I mean, in it's hard to look at a lot of guys and like think about how they fuck Islam up. You know what I mean? Like almost anybody.
The person beating Islam was Volk.
Yeah.
But it wasn't
even that.
Close,
yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't even that. Damn close. Yeah.
And now Dustin's gonna go in there and probably get rear naked choked because he cannot go without getting rear naked choked against these people.
I saw that Max Holloway. He said against these people. These people, these fucking Dagestanis.
These grapplers, he can't. Habib did it. Then Charles did it.
Yeah.
Islam's gonna probably get
stacked up. I saw Max Holloway said y'all should get a money line bet going on if he jumps Gilly against Islam.
100%. In the first 8 seconds, he's
gonna find a way to make it happen.
And he just don't have a squeeze on him.
Here's the thing that they were talking about how it was like one of his better submissions, and then like live in that fight, John Anik was like, Dustin Poirier actually does not have a single win by guillotine choke.
He does. He must not have a squeeze like he thinks he has a squeeze.
That motherfucker looks like he got a goddamn squeeze. I think that he just maybe over it. I don't know. Again,
Because
like
when
it's
you're
like I had
dry-
said
when
before.
when you can jump a ghillie that fast, like Charles jumped a ghillie on Armand and had it in there so deep. He had him so, and he dude come out of his shorts.
It
he
feels
would
like
get out of
he's
there
yeah.
so
That was
fast.
kind of wild. It came out of his pants. Yeah, but I don't know.
And
I
see,
feel like
and
it's got to be
when that
something. It's got to be
happens,
something he's
I
getting
would
dudes
think
within the
that
gym.
when that happens, I mean, it almost seems like that's a cheat. Like you slid out of your shorts, which allowed you to slide.
Yeah, I
out.
wondered about that when it was happening. I'm like, okay, do you reset position since he's
think
kind of
you
like
should.
losing shorts? You know what I
Because
mean?
he literally just pulled your skin off.
That's
of
like
you.
if a dude had your arm into something and you pulled out the only way it came out, like you pulled your glove off. You're like,
Right.
okay, I
I
don't
was so
know.
confused. When I saw, I said, hold on. He just slid out of it with his.
I was real
shirt.
confused. I was like, why are his shorts gray now? I was like, what the fuck's happening? Yeah, it threw
And
me.
then when did he get his shorts back up?
Yeah, real shit. Hey, I guess he just kind of like wiggled his shit. I think he just kind of adjusted. I don't know. Because they didn't pause and like
No.
pull his shit back up for him. So I don't know.
He had it in there too. Dude was panicking.
Hey, that was
Charles
tight.
has a squeeze on him.
It shows
son.
you, dude, Armand's a fucking, he's a
He
dog,
is.
dude.
He's a dog.
He operates good. I really feel like Armand should probably get the title shot over DP, dude. You stopped Benil Dariush and then you beat Charles Oliveira. And I thought that it was agreed coming
think
into
that-
this
I
fight.
think Islam had been sitting for too long.
Yeah, and I get it. They wanted to make
Dustin
something
was
happen.
was ready.
Dustin's got a big name. Dustin coming off a huge win, and it's also like, yo, taking
Yeah,
that
he
risk,
took a chance.
he kind of deserves a little bit of
Does he
payback.
lose? Yes, I think that it's hard for me to want to bet against Dustin because Dustin can find a way.
Dustin Poirier is one of the top 5 favorite fighters of all time.
No, it's.
for
I
sure,
mean,
man.
for me, it's him. Him and Max are top 5. Max might be number 1. I mean, in all honesty, Max, because Max is a wholesome dude. He's not there to talk bad about people. He goes up there. He wants to fight you.
Yeah.
He wants to fucking fight you.
Yeah. No, I love Max Holloway.
And jumping to lightweight when you're lightweight, you've lost a lightweight is tough.
Yeah, no, for
I mean,
sure.
and you're
Well,
fighting a
and that's
man
what he was
who
saying. He's
will
like,
take your head
he's
off.
like, man, this pound for pound stuff, you're not supposed to worry about how much the other guy weighs. And I'm like, bro,
Right.
Max Holloway's a fucking dog, son. And hey, honestly, matter of fact, let's just roll right into it. Now that we're here.
Well, either way, Armand's gonna get Armand's gonna get the shot probably after Dustin. If Dustin loses, because he does have a chance, I'll keep it honest. He's got a fighter chance. Armand will get the winner of that.
1,000%. Unless they decide to say, hey, Carter beat Chandler. Carter gets to fight at 155, but they're fighting at 170.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, no,
What are we doing
and they'll do that. They'll accommodate him. If he's able to get the dub against Chandler, expect Conor to get really what the fuck ever he wants after that.
But okay, we'll talk about so right here, so we got the fight of the year, so knockout of the year, and he hit him with the same knockout he hit Korean Zombie with,
Dude, absolutely bombed on him with the overhand right.
and I'm pretty sure that's how he knocked out Zombie.
I think he did
They
as
were
well.
swinging
Yeah,
each other,
yeah,
and he ducks.
yeah. He
comes
rolls
over,
underneath.
and boom.
He might be. I said this last night. He might be the best in terms of in those kind of exchanges that point to the canvas, throwing. We're just kind of swinging at each other. There's nobody better than Max Holloway in that moment.
So when I was watching this, when I started watching fights I started getting nervous on the last one because I like Charles and I want Charles to win. I don't hate Armand, but I like Charles a lot.
Yeah.
I like his attitude. I like the way he carries himself. And I was like, okay, I get nervous. And when he lost, I was like, okay, I'm not mad at the decision. I would have rather Charles won, but it is what it is. Armand gets his chance. Charles ain't going to go down very far. Charles can beat anybody else in
Yeah,
there.
he's good.
Anybody
He's good,
else. And so you get over to this one, and I was like, fuck, who do I want to win? And I already knew when I said I want Max to win. I'd pick me. Something was telling me it's like the accumulation of shots that Max puts on people, it just wears them down. And when he was started doing some weird stuff, like he was doing more spinning stuff,
Bro
and
could not miss that little jump spinning back kick. He landed it like fucking 5 times last time. Was laying in the body.
And so Justin was starting out kicking, and he was kicking him, but Max, because I'm pretty sure he probably still doesn't spar like they say he doesn't spar.
Yeah, not very often.
So he's not taking this. So his legs aren't beat up all the time.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, that means you can take more leg kick because they're not just beat up all the time from taking. You know what he's gonna do. You know Justin's gonna come in there and throw and
you
kick.
expect it.
And he never let it show a sign. He was taking them. He was throwing a couple kicks back. Justin could not get his power kicks. He couldn't get him to land. Like usually he's kicking right here and he's kicking hard.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't. And I was like, and when Max won, I think the first round, if I'm correct, he won the first round.
I thought Max won the first. Like Justin was getting some leg kicks going, but Max was doing a little bit more on the hands. It was really close. They were kind of filling out.
Right.
But Max was doing more, and it was that spinning back kick, like 10 seconds to go, broke Justin's nose. Stole the first round for him,
I didn't even see that. I had looked down, and when I looked back up, it was over because I just thought it was over.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, he hurt him."
Dude,
and I was
his
like, what?
nose
and they showed
looked fucked.
And bro, when he walked over there, he was turning his head to the side, and I was like, "Damn, he's hurt, huh?"
Yeah.
And when he turned his leg back, and they fucking touched it, the blood. I said, "Oh, he broke his." And I seen a little cut right here.
Yeah, a little cut on the side of it.
To wipe the blood off, and the blood started leaking down. I was like, "Oh, he broke
you know,
his
he
shit.
busted it bad, dude.
And then they were like shoving shit up in there.
Now you can't breathe out of your fucking nose, so you're having to breathe out of your mouth. You fucking taking licks.
And then going in the second round, he started out instantly. His nose was bleeding. They didn't pack it very well.
I think at that point, there's not much you can do.
Going into the third, they packed it right because it quit bleeding.
Okay, they got him out.
They were, and even I think DC said it. Either DC or Rogan said, "Oh, they packed his nose better because he's not bleeding." He said better than that second round. But he was leaking still. So but going that second, Justin just couldn't get to him.
No.
He kept missing, and Max was doing his thing and was tagging him.
Max is one of those guys, dude, whenever he gets in his rhythm, that's that's the wrong fucking guy to fight on certain nights, dude.
Yes.
Calvin Kattar knows it, and Justin Gaethje knows it. I'll say this, dude. Last night's performance, and I don't mean to sound shitty when I'm saying like it wasn't fight of the night to me or not fight of the year. That's performance of the year. That was a better performance than his Calvin Kattar performance, in my mind. Even though you're fighting a better guy, you're fighting up a weight class, you're fighting for a BMF title. Dude, the way you're doing it, and then you knock him the fuck out with a second left buzzer beater style. You're pointing. First of all, you didn't even have to risk it. You know how many guys, and it's one of the more annoying things that I see a fighter do is whenever they're up and they know it's the last round, they hear the clappers and they run backwards with their hands up or whatever, or like taunt them or some shit. I'm like, dude, fight to the fucking belt. Max Holloway did not have to risk that.
Dog, when he did that, because he was backing up, and I think he looked up at the time and he heard it.
Yeah.
And he was like,
and I even said when there was like 20 seconds left,
I was like, holy shit, no, don't do this.
I said out loud, I was like, if he points to the canvas, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind in here. And when he pointed, I said, fuck yes. And they started swinging. I was like, fuck yes. Bro, dude, I was gonna come in that bitch, bro. I was losing, and then when he knocked him out. Bro, everybody else.
I was right here on the end of the couch, and I was watching it, and he was so when he got knocked down, I said, "Fuck!" And they were all like, "Well," I said, "This is not good for me because I picked Max, and Joe did not pick Max, bro." I said, "I picked Max." I said, "Get up, Max," and he was still kind of, you see, he was getting the call, but he wasn't hurt too bad. He got stuck, and I was like, "I'm pretty sure that's the first time he's ever been knocked down." And then DC goes, I'm pretty sure that's the first time he's been knocked down.
Apparently, it's still not a rule to knock down on his UFC site. They didn't count that for whatever reason.
That was a knockdown.
Same way they didn't count when Colby took Kamaru Usman down.
I actually think that they said they thought he slipped when he punched him.
Okay, so maybe they went back.
He was going back and he slipped, but now I don't know. I had to rewatch that because they said
I just saw this morning. Apparently, they didn't count on the stat. They're like,
maybe he did slip. Maybe he was going backwards and slip, but he took it. I mean, he took
like when Colby Covington took Kamaru Usman down, and they were like, "That's
right, no, he took him down. Come on,
DC said, "Hey, that's two." That's 2 points in a wrestling match. He goes, "Hey, that's 2."
Right. And when he fucking hurt him, I was like, "Oh god, they're gonna give this round to Gaethje." It's like you said, the first round was kind of close. Second round went all Max, I believe. And I think it was the third round where he got tagged. He was the third.
Third. I think it might have been the fourth because I felt like Justin won the fourth. I thought that he did win one of the rounds later. But it was still, but it wasn't like he came back and like was fucking Max up and won the fourth. Like he just kind of, I think he had the knockdown, was landing some shit. Justin was never just completely out of the fight, but it was Max's fight, and he just kind of kept pouring it on him. And bro, when you get your nose broken like that, dude, Justin Gaethje is such a tough son of a bitch, dude, for being able to. You know how tired you are. You're just breathing through your mouth, and you're probably swallowing so much blood. And also you're getting stole on over and over again.
Not taking very many shots to the head. I saw a before and after picture. Looked just fine.
No, dude, Max. So
they put him on a 30-day just to make sure everything was okay.
Fair enough. Anybody that fights Justin Gaethje is like, hey, don't do shit for the next month, just in case.
He was fucking. Man, he was just giving it to him, and he gets knocked down. And I was like, fuck, because I thought he was up. I think I gave him the first round 2, but I knew it'd be close. So I was like, okay, he's up at least 2-1, and then I thought maybe it's 2-2. It ended up being what 4-1. I think is what the judges.
He was knocked out.
But I
Yeah,
mean, like,
it would have
what they
been
had
4-1. Yeah, that's how I would have scored it.
And so when he got knocked down, I was like, piss, no, fuck. And then he was in there, and he would hurt Justin, and then he just wouldn't push it because he knows better than to push
It was smart. Don't get in a dog fight because that's Max's style anyway. I'm just gonna I'm gonna hit you all fucking night. You know what I mean? Now they're calling him pillow hands, and like, bro, Mr. Pillow Hands is coming off 2 nasty knockouts back to back. 2 of those, hey, you want to see a dead body kind of knockouts, bro. Dude, the shot of Justin Gaethje going down, his lights are off as soon as that shot lands, and his hands are like beside his like waist. It was.
I swear his head touches me when he been like lawn chaired him, doggy, and he just.
God damn, dude! I jumped out of the fucking recliner. I was losing my mind.
He was tagging him. I was like, "Come on, call it, Rev!" And then he backed up, and I was like, "They were like, what?" And then Maddie was like, she was telling them, him and Joe were in a points battle. I said, if he TKOs him or KOs him, I fucking get double the points, bro. And then he backed up. I was like, no, don't get a decision. Please give me the double points. And then he fucking, when he walked up, he said, right here. I was like, no, don't do this.
Don't do this.
No, not now. Don't lose here. And Justin's worst habit is when he starts to final fight, he puts his head straight down and he's looking down when he's swinging.
He ducks a little bit. He ducks. That's why he said they noticed that when they were watching tape, and that's what made them throw the little spinning back kick to the body more. They're like, he was ducking down when he ducked in and stuff.
If you rewatch those last 10 seconds, he's got his head down, but he's swinging, and Max has got his head up and is like dodging. But when he dodged that and come over the top and crumpled him, I'm standing up right here. I just ran straight to the kitchen. I'm screaming. I'm like, yeah. Yes, bro, I was so fucking happy for Max. That moment.
It was dope.
And Max they were pouring water on him. He's just,
yeah, bro. I said, bro, that's a top 5 UFC like moment of all time for me. I think like watching the whole fight, the knockout, like the way that it went down, like
give me
the pointing to it. Yeah,
you 600.
Make it happen, bro.
He said, Joe Rogan said, whatever that man wants, you give him.
Yeah,
if he wants
100%.
lightweight belt, if he wants featherweight belt, and he wants to fight at heavyweight, you give him all the belts.
Yeah, you give him whatever the fuck he wants to do, and you don't count him out either. You know what I mean? If he fights Tom Aspinall, you go, hey, well, maybe he gets in there, makes. Hey, what does he look like in the 4th? We never. What does Tom look like in the 4th? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, dude, time to quit betting. And I like Justin and I like Max. I wanted Max to win in terms of like if I had to pick a guy, I like Max more. I just thought. I mean, a lot of people was the same school of thought.
And even in the post conference, when they were talking about Pereira going to heavyweight, Dana looked at the people in the crowd and he said, "Oh, I want you to be honest with me. Don't fucking lie. Who thought Max was gonna win that fight?" And like 2 people put their hands. He said, "That's what I thought." He said,
"Yeah."
So you can't ever count him out.
No.
He said, "So him going to heavyweight? Do I think he should go to heavyweight? No, because he looks great at light heavyweight. But we'll see what happens." And
exactly.
And it's. Max is a crazy mofo for going in there and fighting. He was like, all props to Justin. When it was going down and he knocked him out, I said, there's got to be 1 second left because, you lose. It just time disappears.
Yeah.
And I said, there's got to be just one. He knocked him out with 1 second left. Sure enough, when his head hit the ground, it was 1 second left. I was like, holy crap. What a stop.
No.
And I'll be honest, the refs did so well in not stopping things. There was one fight where they could have called it on, I don't know, I can't remember who it was. It was an earlier fight, but he was getting beat up. And they did not call it. He was going to let him go out on his... Oh, it was Jim Miller. It was the Jim Miller fight. Jim was getting beat up on the ground.
Yeah.
Or standing up, one of them, and he was just taking it. And I know he did go there. He went to the ground, and Bobby Green was beating him ground and pound. And I said, he's not going to let him go out like that. He's going to let it... It was like 13 seconds left.
I was really hoping that, I was glad that Jim didn't get TKO'd, because I know what you're talking about. He was on the ground. He was already bloodied up real bad. And I didn't know if he was going to make it. I was glad.
The refs were letting stuff go, and that's how a big card like that, unless they're and like Boycano.
Yeah.
You don't.
Same shit. No.
But now
overall, very good repping. But we're about to get to one of this next fight. Are we done on the Max Justin one?
On Max,
all right. So I was talking about some refs, brother. Yan Xiaonan got choked unconscious.
And what I think, instead of if Weili would not have pushed
her off, that's what that woke her up.
If you'd have waited just a second,
if you'd have pointed, dude, she literally her face is off. But I don't think Weili noticed it.
She
But
did.
I don't know how you don't the weight being limp, but maybe she thought she was just laying out tired, and Whaley was just trying to scramble back up. I don't know, dude. She was all the way out,
She was
and when she
unconscious.
shoved her up, that woke her up.
Yeah.
And you see her in the corner, dude. She didn't know what the fuck
said-
happened, dude. She was turning around looking at her coach like,
Coach said, "Do you want me to wake her up?" And it was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And he shoved, and Joe Rogan said they shoved ice up her nose.
okay,
Shoving
okay.
ice up wakes you up.
It's
But
shit,
she was already awake, but they said it like
yeah, no,
activates your
I
senses.
bet that would
and
be
they're
effective.
like, and Joe was like, "Can you do that? You should not be able to do that.
Yeah.
If she's
Well,
out,
I think they didn't know what they were shoving up there. I think they were maybe talking. Because I heard
think
that
waking him up.
Okay.
He doesn't think that he should be allowed to wake
when
people
they
up.
said that, I heard the like wake her up thing. I was like, yo, are they doing like smelling salts or something? And that's what I thought that they were talking about, like not being able to do like smelling salts or something. But shit, yeah, no, shoving some fucking ice in somebody's nose. I don't see why you couldn't do that. But
I'm pretty sure he was just saying like, if they're out, you can't wake them up. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta let them be. They gotta get up off that stool on their own.
yeah,
But she stood up, and when she stood up on her own, the ref was like, "Hey, you need some help," because he wasn't gonna help her up. She can't get up, and they gonna call it. And she got up, and then went on a tear for what, 2 or 3 rounds.
she was still doing her business, man. I mean, Whaley was still able to, because that was the second round, I think, that she got choked in.
I thought it was the first.
For real?
It was either the end of the first or it was the end of the second.
I thought that it was the end of the second. I thought that she had a pretty solid first round. I'm not sure.
You might be right.
I need to rewatch this one. This one was almost not hard to watch, but it was like after Gaethje Holloway, this one was a bit more of a slower pace.
So
I mean,
I think-
Jan was doing business on the feet, but there were definitely long kind of moments on the
So
ground.
the first round, I think you might be right. I think it was the first round I gave it to Jan. And the second round went to Whaley because she was unconscious.
Yeah.
Third round went to Jan again. Fourth round went to Whaley because she started doing her little laying on her thing. And it took her down and laid on her for a long time. And then the fifth round, she continued that to win 3-2 is what I believe I had that at.
I think so. I need to rewatch this. I really want to rewatch almost damn near the whole
Yeah,
thing.
just
I
for
want to
the-
rewatch like some of the promo packs that I had to miss. I watched the one where they had I think it was before the prelims or maybe on the early prelims, but the one where in the middle of it they shouted out, like it showed the clip of Kimbo Slice and Kevin Randleman, Elias Theodoro, and Anthony Rumble Johnson, like where I got big time chills on that, and they were talking about like all these people are being connected and fighting in this cage means you're never forgotten, and I was like, bro, this shit's hard. The UFC can put together a goddamn promo pack, son. That is their bread and butter, man.
Yeah,
And they crushed. And they did the whole fucking throwback to the Face the Pain intro and shit. And they did. I noticed they did the side interviews. They did them in the black and white like they used to, because whenever the guys would like talk, they would like show the guys that are about to fight. It'd be like little black and white cutaways. But it still showed like the modern thing, like when it showed Yuri, like all the lights and shit are behind them like they do, but they just put the black and white filter on it. I say it was cool that they did like the little. I saw some people saying like they didn't want that. That was fucking stupid. But I'm like, bro, I grew up on the fucking Just Bleed, Face the Pain era. That was cool as shit seeing a little throwback. So I really appreciated that. But I do want to go back, rewatch some of the rounds, rewatch some of the promos, rewatch this fight. What Matt? I felt like the right fighter won.
The right fighter won. It's just I hate how that we had to take that route to win. I wanted, and of course it's because the previous fight, like Dana said, let all the fucking air out of the room.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude.
But
And then
after that, you want to follow it up. I mean, if he's giving away $300,000 bonuses, you should be going out there looking to fucking finish somebody. Man, I'm going out there to die.
yeah, but shit, I mean, you gotta think, you should have that kind of motivation if you're defending your strawweight title. You know, it's like $300,000 for sure is like a big thing, but like you're already a champion, you're already a main eventer. Like you kind of should be fighting.
You're getting pay-per-view points. You're getting money based
Yeah,
on
yeah, you should be fighting regardless. But I get what you're saying. Like there's an extra financial incentive.
Like this is the
But hey, you start getting lit up on the feet against Yan Xiaonan, it's like, hey, do I either win a boring fight or do I lose a real fun one? You know what I mean? I don't want to be a highlight everybody's looking at for the next month. Like, man, that was real fun that Whaley got knocked the fuck out. And it's like, wasn't for me.
Got knocked out by Rose already once. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that fucking the little head kick.
Yeah.
And then, man.
But dog, this man is so fucking scary. Like, they say he's got the scariest walkout, and it is pretty like these. And he goes there and doing the screaming. I don't look at him and think he's that scary, but I think when he gets in there and he's so calm.
That fucking stone stare down from across the ring. What are you doing about it? Now, did you see what Jamal Hill did with the bow and arrow deal? when he's standing in the ring and Alex shoots the arrow, he's standing there and he's like pointing at himself, like telling him like shoot me. When he does it, he goes and fucking like breaks the pretend arrow. It's pretty clean. It's pretty clean. I was like, okay, he breaks the arrow and then he got knocked out immediately.
Whenever he gets punched in the groin, and the ref comes over to stop it, and he puts he
doesn't even look at Herb.
He just pushes him away, and then the next punch is a straight. I'm pretty sure it was a straight right, wasn't it?
No, it was left. It was a weird like hook uppercut kind of. But then it like grazed his nose and like rolled his eyes back. The fucking power that Poetan has.
Said, it's a left hook, and I said it looks more like an uppercut.
It was a weird kind of shovel shot, odd angle, but it worked.
And just put him down.
Dear God, and then a couple little follow up shots.
Yeah.
And then
that was nuts. And like. What are you giving me right now?
Yeah. And then I saw somebody said, I wonder if he was like looking at Izzy, because Izzy apparently like trained with Jamal Hill for this fight, like showed him some tips, and he's looking at like, I don't know if that was it, but the way that they've done in the past with Izzy falling over on the ground and the shoot, like they clearly have fucking little symbolic shit back and forth. So I could see him looking like, that's what you showed him. That's what you showed him how to do. So
showed him how to get knocked out in the corner.
Man.
And then he says he wants to go to heavyweight. I mean, you let him try whatever he wants to try, dog. Let him be a 3-weight champion.
Yeah. So my thing though is, okay, if he goes to heavyweight,
he still got the power.
It should be for the real belt, not for no fucking interim shit. Because they got the real one on John, and they got Tom with an interim one, but they don't want him to defend the interim belt. They don't want him to fight John. Like that, they've made a fucking mess of that. They should have never done the interim title in the first place if they wanted to.
If John can't fight, you strip John.
And if you don't strip John, I'm not even saying immediately strip John if he can come back soon enough. But if you're not going to strip John, John should fight Tom Aspinall when he comes back. And then if Stipe wants to fight the winner of that, then fucking cool. You know what I mean? But it's just weird for me that we're not going to defend the interim belt in the meantime, and also we're not going to defend the interim belt. We're not going to unify the belts when the champion comes back. That's just, why would there be a point where there's two champions and then they're both going to be defended, or like when the champ comes back, we don't defend it against the interim champ? It doesn't make any sense. But so that's why I wouldn't say go to heavyweight right now, because they need to sort their shit. I feel like before he goes, I wouldn't mind getting another fight at light heavyweight that lets John come back, fight Stipe, fight Tom. Like, let that all sort out, and then go and fight Tom when all the dust settles. Because that's who
you think Tom beats John Jones?
I don't know if he beats John Jones, but I think if John beats Tom, then he's going to retire, and I think Tom beats whoever else after. So I just feel like what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, Tom will have the belt
over anybody.
But yeah, within the next like year or two. I don't see John hanging out that long, but he might. But yeah, I feel like Lex could go up and potentially do some work. He's so goddamn
huge.
He's big as shit. And you look at him and you go, how would he look in light heavyweight? And then he goes up and you're like, God damn, he's big at light heavyweight. And you think, yeah, but he'd be too small at heavyweight. Would he?
I mean, because he punches harder than Francis Ngannou.
Dude, let him put on, and he doesn't have to put on 30 pounds. Let him put on 10 pounds. 10, 15 pounds of muscle, bro, and just fill out just a little bit more. That's a problem. And then just don't cut weight. You know what I mean? You come in there 225, 230. That's a fucking problem, bro.
Yeah, and it's...
I don't know if he beats Tom Aspinall. I don't know. Tom's got a lot of tricks. But if you outright say he can't, you're dumb. You're dumb. You're not thinking about shit. I mean, that dude could knock out a fucking elephant if he punched him. You know what I mean?
And what's crazy is, because we start thinking about, obviously they want him and Izzy to fight again at some point in time, whether it be Izzy go fight him for the light heavyweight belt, because they've talked about that. Right now you got Dricus, who is, from what I understand, going to be fighting Izzy.
I think so.
Is everything we saw. Izzy can beat him. Dricus can beat him.
Yeah.
100%. And then it's like, what do? You got Sean Strickland. You got, we didn't really touch on a whole lot of it, but Dustin Poirier fights Islam June 7th, the 1st.
Yeah, I didn't remember the date.
Early in June, fights him on that pay-per-view. It's co-main is Sean and Paolo.
Mm-hmm.
Nuts, crazy, and then they announce June 20, whatever, the day that Conor initially said on his Instagram, but nothing was ever agreed to, because Conor says they haven't sent him a contract. They're not in talks with him.
Yeah, they're fucking.
Dana White says he's got all the money in the world. We don't know what he wants to do. And now he comes out and he says he has prior obligations. And it's like, bro, what is it? Just what? Let's keep it 1,000 right now.
Fuck
and
dude.
just.
Dan's like, I didn't want to take it to get prior obligations. Like, shut the fuck up. You could have said that. You've been blaming it on money. You're all just trying to make each other look like. Oh, the problem's UFC. No, the problem's Conor. The problem's Chandler. Chandler's just like, I just want to fucking fight, dude. I've signed every contract you guys have sent me. I don't know. Yeah, it's just.
And then okay, what does the winner of that get? You're at 170. What do you get out of that?
I think they'll do it how they did with Conor versus Cowboy. They're just like, oh, this is still a 55 fight. They just didn't want to cut weight, which doesn't make any sense. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not sure really who else. I mean, who would be next at light heavyweight if Pereira does not go to heavyweight? I guess would be the question. I mean, maybe.
Well, the rankings.
I mean, he's already beat Erie.
You know what? I'll pull my mic up here. I mean, I don't have to do. I'm not doing the cutting. I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah,
and we'll talk about.
We'll do a little quickie.
Talk about it right here.
Couple fights. What are your biggest fights to make following this card?
So,
it's one of mine for sure.
Ilya and Max.
Yeah.
Because that's who Max called out, and I think
That's
Max
the fight.
jumping up
Yeah,
deserves to call out whoever. And Ilya, no, he did not look like he wanted
He
that.
did not look happy about that.
He was like, bro, this man really just wanted to
A monster of a man calls you out.
He said,
That wasn't a good look.
He said, that old man goes running. Why is he running from the
He's
bull?
running from the bull. Running from the bull.
But the best is blessed. I mean, realistically.
Yeah.
And
No, that's the fight. That's the fight to make right there. Put that shit in Spain.
and then he said Spain, or he said something else too. Yeah, I don't even care that he gets to call out whoever he wants to. Come over here to this one.
Ankalaev, yeah.
But I don't think he looked great against his last fight.
I don't, but he won, and you just come off a knockout win of Yuri Prochazka. I think Yuri probably needs to get another one. I think Yuri versus Jamal Hill's a banger to fucking make following last night. And I think the winner of that could fight the winner of Magomedov versus Pereira.
Sure, yeah.
Unless Pereira goes up to heavyweight now. But I really want to see, dude, one more title defense here. You know, really kind of puts him in a better spot. That's how I would go with Alex. Let's go to
Lightweight.
what we got here. Armand.
He's number 4. He will take number 2. He will take number 1. You got Dustin fighting here. Justin's probably going to drop down to 3. And Dustin will push down to 4.
Armand could sit out and wait for the winner, I
he
guess.
could.
Or he could fight Justin, but it feels like at that point, dude, like, what are you fucking fighting? But Neil Dariush, Charlie Olives, and then Justin Gaethje back to back, and you still haven't gotten a title shot. Like, you're gonna fucking become Bilal Muhammad, bro. Chill.
God, Bilal Muhammad.
So yeah.
Did you see him hold up his little thing, his little phone that was like UFC 300, 301, 302, 303?
No, I didn't see that. That's funny.
It might have been last week, but I remember him or it could have been this week. I think he held it up and he was like, question mark, was that all of them? He's like, just get me on something, dog.
Get me on something,
dog.
man.
They ain't getting you on nothing. And get you out of here is what they need to do.
Oh, brother, man, he hates Bilal and he
I
hates
do.
Danny Ige.
I don't like Danny Ige. I don't know why. I can't even tell you why I don't like Danny Ige.
Best part.
And he might be a good guy. I just
I think he is.
can't even do it, bro.
Can't even do it.
Okay, then you go here and let's see. But okay, so you got Dustin fighting him. You got Armand scoring number 1. Justin will probably go to 2. Dustin will go to 4. That's one jammed up. There's not. You don't really know what to do there.
Yeah, if I'm
I think
Armand, I think he's
Armand.
sitting out.
But then okay, you gotta think about it like this. Justin just beat the number 2 lightweight. If he wants to go fight at lightweight,
What do you mean?
not Justin, Max just beat the number 2
Yeah,
lightweight.
I guess it would depend. Like, if Max wants to do something there, Max versus Armand, I guess, would be the move. If Max wanted to stay at 55 and like earn a title shot, then it's still, again, it feels like, dude, Armand has paid his due if he wants a title shot. I guess it
think
would depend on how
Wade-
quickly they could get him in.
Really and truly, I think if okay, we're gonna assume that Islam beats Dustin. Okay, let's assume that. Armand gets to fight him. You then make Max versus Dustin 2.
Ooh, you could, depending on if Max isn't going down to 45 fighting Ilya.
Well, no, let him fight Ilya because that'll be about the same time. I feel like that's gonna be about the same time. Max
Go back up to 55?
Yes.
Okay.
If he wanted to, if he was like, you know what, let's say he loses to
Yeah,
Ilya.
but if he
If he
wins,
loses
yeah,
to
yeah.
Ilya, I mean, if he wins to Ilya, he definitely can do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
can go
Well,
two division.
yeah, potentially so. I guess instead of defending, 'cause, I mean he's wiped out most of 45 anyway.
Other than
I guess there's like there's a couple young up and
the
comers.
only person he didn't wipe out is Volk, but it's fight number 2.
Yeah.
It looked like he beat Volk.
Hey, I think he had said in the post fight, he's like, I'll fight Volk again. He's like, I'll keep knocking on that door till I get it.
And he will too if he fights him the way he fought like that. Yeah, he got it.
And then let me see. For sure, Aljo versus Diego Lopez is a big one that I'd
yeah.
make. Go down to women's strawweight if you would. Who's Whaley got
Where's
next?
the lighter people? Oh, right here.
Right here.
So Aljo, number 2 here.
That's bantamweight.
Yeah, but he was. This is what he fights at. But he moved up to featherweight and fought.
Yeah.
So he's number
That's
2.
what the 2
That's
was.
so,
the
it
side
usually
of it.
says
Yeah,
that
normally it does say. That was
so that's
weird.
weird. But he fought number 8, so he's definitely taking number 8 here, and he's number 2 here. He's done here though. He says.
Yeah.
He says. I think you can give him Yair.
Mm-hmm.
You can give Max Yair, or you can give Max. Not Max. Who the fuck we talking about? Aljo. You give him. But see, that's too far down. It's number 13.
See, I think that he'll jump. I think the Diego Lopez will go over Edson Barbosa and Danny Ye. I think that he'll probably take at least. Dude, he might take number 10. Bryce Mitchell just got starched out. Like with the way that he won is important. So because sometimes you won't always just switch out places, depending on how you did what you did.
Right.
Bro, could you look at me right now and tell me that Diego Lopez should be ranked lower than
Bryce,
Chikadze? I mean, what's
I think he beats. I mean, the way he looked, I think he beats.
beats a lot of these guys.
Edson would be a tough one because Edson is good. Bryce was better than Edson on the ground, but Edson is good at scrambling on the ground.
Yeah. Edson just beat Sadiq as
Calvin-
well, but he didn't beat him like that. That's
Calvin gets beat by Diego.
why. And Calvin's about to go down in ranking too.
Josh might not get beat by Diego.
Yeah, that's a fun
Arnold
fight.
Allen might not get beat by Diego.
Yeah, I mean he's
you
not
could-
just a shoe-in to
You
beat
give
all these guys,
Diego
but
one of these two, and then let him fight this guy again, because Evelev is probably going to move up. I have a feeling at some point he's going to end up. Evelev will probably fight one of these. He'll either fight Volk or Brian. I feel like. And I can't remember who Ilya said he wanted to fight.
I think he had called. Maybe he was talking some shit to Max, talking some shit to.
He was refusing Max. The person that he said he wanted to fight next, I thought, was Evelev. Or no, Evelev said, "Hey, I'm the only undefeated left. You got to fight me."
Yeah, they did.
But I think he said he might want to go and fight Sean.
He's talking some shit to Sean.
Sean beats you up. Just to be honest, I think Sean.
You
I
think
Sean
Sean
beats-
stops Taporia? Fuck, man. I don't know, dude. Taporia's. That'd be good. He'd be coming up in weight, so I guess that'd be interesting.
No,
But yeah,
I'd make Ilya come down to him.
Oh yeah, I don't know if he could even make 35. I think that if they fought, it would be under the assumption that Sean would move up because Sean's so big at
And
35.
even then, I think with him being so long, he keeps him away.
Dude, Sean at 45 might be a thick boy. That might be an interesting one.
Okay, I take that back. I don't know. Ilya might could put him down. Ilya might could take him down.
Ilya hits. It's a fucking sledgehammer on the inside.
Yeah.
But I do think that Aljo will probably be around number 8 ranked,
If that's
number
the
7,
case,
somewhere in there.
Give Aljo.
And I think Diego's number 10, bro. In my mind, man, that's not a bad fight. I mean, Aljo could be a bitch ass and be like, I don't want to turn around. But it's like, okay, look, dude, look at the 2 fights y'all just had. If you could beat somebody like Diego Lopez, who's just now getting a name on him, you could shut that down.
Right.
I feel like that would be. I mean, you'd make the fans hate you even more. But
If not, you then give him. I mean, you could give Aljo at Movzar. You give Aljo Brian Ortega.
Yeah,
Even
I
somebody like
really
that.
think that Movzar and Brian are gonna fight.
That'd be
I'd
something
love
special.
I'd love to see that.
And then give Diego. You give Diego one of these cats here, one of these four. Not going if them two fight. You give Diego Yair, give Diego Arnold or Josh Emmett.
I'd like to see Diego get another fight, especially before Arnold Allen or Yair. Maybe a Josh Emmett, but I do want to see him. And I'm not saying that like those people are just way better than Aljo, but at least Aljo.
Or, I mean, what about Bryce? I think Bryce loses.
I don't love that fight for Bryce, and Bryce just got called out by Clarksville, Tennessee. Nathan Train Landwehr, and I kind of love that fight for both of them. So that's much more. That's where I would book it as a guy that likes Bryce and a guy that likes Landwehr and wants to see that fight. But yeah. I didn't have anything else that I wrote down or noted.
It's just so jammed up.
Go to women's.
They gotta
women's
announce
strawweight.
something of the top contenders of all these top contenders, so we can see what's going on.
Okay, so Tatiana Suarez is going to be the next fight for Weili Zhang, I guess, unless she gets injured. I mean, it's always tough with Suarez. Yeah. Okay. Go to middleweight. Let's see Bo Nickel. Who do we give Bo Nickel? That's the other one we were trying to matchmake.
Who did he just beat?
He just beat
nobody
Cody,
else, right?
Cody Brundage.
You're gonna
Jack
give him.
Hermanson. Jack Hermanson's the one in my mind. I feel like he's a great measuring stone.
You could go Paul Craig. I wouldn't be mad with Paul Craig. Jack or like maybe Nasruddin.
Yeah.
At the highest, and then
I just don't think that he's got Imavov doesn't have as much of I'm not saying not as much of a name, but I feel like Jack Hermanson's been around for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Fought some of these guys. He's been knocked on the.
Look for somebody that would challenge him on the ground. Jack would and Paul Craig would.
Yeah, Paul Craig would be super interesting just with his jiu-jitsu. So yeah, either one of those would be for sure fun. Shit, man, that's got to be. I mean, an all-time great card. Could be the best card of all time. Just in sense of like, look at it on paper and then like, bro, really all the fights delivered. You know what I mean? You could maybe one or two of them didn't do what you wanted to do, but dude, top to bottom, great fucking card.
Oh yeah, no,
not anything to complain about.
The card
insane stoppages.
Come on,
nasty
camera,
submissions.
Clear up for me.
Oh, there we are.
Appreciate it. As far as just the names on the card, I don't think there was very many decisions, if not just one or two.
Yeah, a handful of decisions. I mean, there could have been more knockouts, but dude, I wasn't mad about it.
I think there was only 2 decisions.
Yeah.
Kayla Harrison? No, not Kayla Harrison. Weili Zhang.
Andrade was a decision, and Weili Zhang was a decision.
Was there a men's one that was a decision?
Yeah, Aljo and Kate.
Well, his are always going to be. If he wins, it's always going to be by decision.
There was a couple. Armand versus Charles. No, there was a handful of decisions.
No, you're right. About 4 of them.
But no, decent.
There also should have been more fights on the
good submissions, man. I mean, it was a great. Even that's the thing though, is even the decisions weren't like, oh, what the fuck. Like the Cater Aljo fight could have been more exciting. I thought it was going to be more exciting, but it was still just interesting to see. Okay, well, that's what happens. He backpacks even Calvin Cater. He'll do it up at featherweight too.
Calvin Cater is not a grappler either. So, I hate how they say that matchmaking is, matchmaking makes fights or styles make fights, but also if somebody is a strict wrestler, put them up against somebody who is also a strict wrestler, and so let's see if they're really about that wrestling life. But maybe that makes them all stand up.
You'll have 2 wrestlers fucking box it out, or you'll have them wrestle and then the fans are mad because now they're grappling.
The fans, man, they're gonna boo it. If they're booing on that card, they're gonna boo regardless.
That was fucking insane.
Like if all, and that's not all he does, but if all Aljo is going to do is sit on your back and not really try for submissions, he doesn't really throw any ground and pound, he just sits there and holds the control time, give him somebody that is willing to take that to the ground.
I mean, he attacks for submissions, he'll go for rear nakeds.
And I'm calling him out like he's the only one that does it. He's not.
Yeah.
He did it.
I know what you're saying, for sure.
He calls himself the human backpack because the backpack just sits on your back.
And that's why I'm telling you, bro, the Diego Lopez matchup, dude, you're gonna have to do something with that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
right, because he's not gonna sit there.
Yeah, and he's gonna scramble with you on the ground. He can get submissions as well. He's got power. If you try to throw those little wide shots like you were throwing at Calvin Cater walking down against the fence with Diego, Diego's gonna fucking.
That's why you gotta put one foot by Sugar Sean.
He'll stand and bang with you at that point. So I think that Yeah, I would love to see him fight somebody more dynamic. Calvin Kattar, that was a good matchup. I was excited for that matchup for sure. I didn't like come into it thinking like, fuck man, he's just gonna take him out and hold him down. I knew that was an option, but I knew that Kattar had good boxing, and I was like, okay, can Kattar establish a jab? Can he stay away?
He couldn't.
You know, being the bigger guy, does he have power that can hurt Aljo? Aljo doesn't have bad boxing. How does he mix his strikes up? You know, I was kind of surprised to see him kind of.
He's a little awkward.
Yeah. So,
I'll tell you who I'm really ready to fight, and that's Corey Sandhagen. I need to see something out of Corey.
Oh yeah. No, definitely excited to see who they match him up with and what they got going on.
They're gonna make Sean fight Rob.
But if I'm not mistaken, next weekend no fights. No fights this next Saturday.
Let me look real quick.
I think the next one is on like the 27th.
Let's go to events. Hey, how about you go events? Hey, let's upcoming. There we go. No, there's some. Ain't that next week?
That's the 27th. Next weekend will be the 20th, 420. 420.
Huh?
Yeah, next weekend's 420. You ever heard about weed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it actually?
Yeah,
Next weekend?
Yeah, because that'll be next Friday. Was it Friday? 13th.
I mean, I'm not saying. See, you are the 20th. So damn, I did not know that. Did not know there was nothing.
That's the first one in a hot little minute too.
Yeah.
So we'll get some Q&As together. We'll get a little mailbag or something, and we'll do some kind of interesting for that.
Yeah.
Real quick before we jump off here though, real fast, a little scorecard update.
Oh yeah, let's talk about scorecard. Cause God, I don't even.
Scorecard update.
I
Changes some shit up, but I'll have to sit down. Like I said, I'll just erase that. I'll come forward with it.
Yeah.
But I'll type a whole thing out, and whenever I do,
See, and I'll be honest, I didn't even think about this fight right here. When was this even announced?
Ursig versus Fantoja,
No.
yeah.
That one.
But I think last night when they put it up on the screen, I was like, "This is the first I fucking heard of this."
I'll be honest. I'm saying I'm not excited because
Brother, we're about to experience a drought. You don't have a card like we had last night without. You don't rob Peter.
I'm excited for May 4th.
I'm not mad at it, but I do know that the coming months, and maybe not even as fast as 301 because this is already booked up, but I do feel like the next month or two we're gonna start looking at some of these fight night cards, especially. And brother, you can't pay Paul without robbing Peter, and we're about to see what. I feel like there's gonna be so many dudes now that are just tied up. So we'll see. I've not looked at any of the cards, but I'm not expecting them to be stacked. You know me though, man. I don't give a fuck who's on. I'm watching. I like fights, so I'm gonna be excited.
I get excited off a card if when I look at who's the headliner.
Yeah,
It's gonna let me know
what the rest of the card should have.
And that's not every time because sometimes you look. I'm looking at Nicolau versus Perez. I go, ugh. You know what I'm saying? But then on those cards where it's when you look at it, you can either look at it one of two ways. You look at it, you see known people, like somewhat known people, and you go, this should be a good card, and they typically don't show out. Or it's people that you don't know and they fucking show
Sometimes,
out.
yeah.
So it's
and
like,
it could also be a
like,
thing
the
where
whole card is showed out all these no names, and you get up here to the top one who we know who they are, but they're
could have a dud. And this could be a good fight. It could be a card where like it's mostly contender
I
series
don't know
guys.
who Nicolau is to save my life, brother.
Mateos Nicolau. I mean,
What's up, brother? Hey, I know all you guys saw them put Sketch in UFC. You know who Sketch is. I know you know who Sketch is, don't you? Sketch is okay.
I've heard the name.
You don't.
Sketch.
Okay. Sketch is the biggest name in the world right now. He's a kid from Texas. I don't know how old he is. He wears these glasses. He says he doesn't have anything wrong with him. Like he says, I don't have anything. He says he has a tick. He used to have a tick where he can't see. Man's like actually blind. He's been going on all kinds of stuff. He is the most wholesome dude in the world. He is just blown up because what's up, brother? What's up, brother? And he is so funny and genuine. He squints his eyes real hard because he can't see. He got these glasses on, but he says he does these hand motions because he used to have a tick. I would think Tourette's because Gage used to do little ticks like that. He says he doesn't, but it's just the way he kind of shows emotion doing hand motions. He kind of talks like Trump when he's streaming. He has his thing. He goes special teams, special plays, special players, and they like the way he says it. They said it on Sports Center Tuesday. Tuesday, and it's audible when you're playing. He plays in mostly NFL games, Madden, but he has went on Bradley Martin's YouTube channel. Sports Center's using him. Weather channels are using him. He's playing with all the biggest streamers. He played with the the Houston Texans NFL team the other day. He got to play with some of the main people out on the field. He is just literally blown up, and he is the most wholesome dude ever. He wears Air Monarchs. Look up a pair of Air Monarchs. That looks like the uncle's shoe who's cooking at the cookout. The white ones with tall socks. That's what he's wearing.
Yeah.
He's wearing his headset. And he a very wholesome guy, but UFC put him in a UFC 300 jacket. He said, UFC 300 this weekend, brother. I'll see you there, brothers. And it was fucking cool when I saw it.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's dope.
Where's my phone? I'll show you that.
I didn't see it.
I got it. I sent it to myself because I was like, holy crap, they really did this here. That's, to me, that is incredibly smart to bring in somebody like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because, here it is. It's powerful. And that's Sketch. He's just a funny looking, good wholesome dude that you're like, who is this guy? But he's like weather channels. ESPN said special teams, special plays, special players. Here we are and it was cool. I was like, wow. NFL players, hockey players, basketball players, they're all using his "What's up, brother?"
Yeah.
"What's up, brother?" And all the TikToks going around are like, ladies, go up to your man and say, "What's up, brother?" See what he says, and everybody's they'll go, "What's up, brother?" And then the man goes, Tuesday.
That's funny as fuck. I wouldn't have caught it at all, bro.
Sketch is really blowing up. Not to get off, but that's just if you guys know, I'm assuming people know who Sketch is. If you play games, because he play games, or if you just keeping up with that kind of stuff, most people know who he is. But some people are like, who is this dude? But he's literally just blowing up, and he's not in it for money.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not. He said, as long as I get to do what I want, I'm not really. And he took some pictures. He was out on the golf course, and everybody started recognizing, a bunch of kids, a bunch of people. He took pictures with every single person. "Nice to meet you, brother. Nice to meet you. We take a picture?" "Absolutely." And like wholesome. And I'm like, then one post I saw was like, did they finally make the right person famous?
Yeah, real shit. Good stuff,
100%. He is the right person. He's not bad mouthing people. Now he crack a joke, son. He is funny.
Yeah.
Jinxie was on there and he was like, "I got a baddie at the crib." And Sketch will go, "I thought you were babysitting." Doggy clowning on him. He'll get out there and he goes, "Jinxie's haircut came with a tap out t-shirt."
Yo. Okay.
He gets after him, son. And
That's funny.
They were going by a flag or a pee-wee football game. He said, "I bet I can take him." And I mean, just dude, he's on it. He's hilarious.
You love to see stuff like that, man. Good people that deserve to have good shit happen to them.
And he said the way he blew up. He said the first time that I really blew up on Twitch, I live streamed a UFC event, a paid UFC event.
Oh damn, dude!
And what I was thinking was, if you'd have been over here watching that, I'd have turned it on. I'd have live streamed just for the fuck of it.
Yeah.
If you get banned, you get banned. But then I'll turn it off. I'll say sorry later. But apparently you can catch hella traction that way, because people are gonna be like, "Damn, I get to watch this for free."
Yeah.
So I was like, damn. And I think, but then when you said you had folks coming up, I was like, I ain't gonna ask then. I'll let them do that thing, because I was showing up gonna post the camera up. Keep it to where it was just facing towards us. If nobody else wanted to be on the camera, they didn't have to be. And then just stream that shit.
That would be clean, man.
And he was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to say, he was on Bradley Martin. He said, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but the first time I really caught some traction, I live streamed a UFC event. He said, I won't do it again. Sorry, Dana.
Yeah.
And
that's funny.
And the fact that Dana posted Max's.
Yeah, that was kind of wild. I saw that.
And they were like, "Why did you do that?" They asked him in a press conference, "Why'd you do that?" Because usually you make them pay. He said, "Who doesn't need to see that?"
Yeah. He's like, if you guys haven't reposted it, you guys repost it. I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude!"
It was crazy. It was actually super. The whole card was great. It's been a great event, and I think the next big card is going to be 3-0. What is that with Chandler?
It's like 303, I think. Yeah. I think it's
May, June, because May is 301, early June is 302, and I think late June they're gonna do 303.
Might be. I'm not 100%, but that'll be the shit.
They gotta they're only gonna give Conor a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And even if he loses to Michael Chandler.
We'll see how that goes too, in terms of like, or do they stack that card the fuck out? They make it like a 300 type thing, or do they think, hey, we're gonna have Conor up top. We could put fucking bums and the rest of it.
That's what they're gonna do. That's how now some people are gonna try and get on there because Conor's on there. Like I could see them putting Bryce on there. Bryce has been on If I'm correct, he's been on a couple Conor cards.
Oh, for real?
I think so. I might be completely wrong. So there's a fighter that I'm thinking of, and it might not be Bryce, that every time Conor fights, he has been on there. TJ Brown was on a couple of Conor fights.
Okay.
And he got re-signed. You see that?
No.
I'm pretty sure he said he posted and made a post, because I thought he got dropped. Because he wasn't posting about, he kept it in his bio that he was UFC fighting, but he was going doing Game Bread.
Yeah.
And then all the comments that I was reading was that he must have got dropped. His contract, or he didn't get dropped, his contract ran out and they hadn't renegotiated. But then he reposted a picture in UFC shorts and he said, "I'm back."
Okay.
So I'm and I hope he's back, because I think he either won the last one or he lost the last one, but he won like 3 before that.
Looking good, dude. And when he was losing fights to like Bill Algeo, where like he was in these wars and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he was losing fun
He got
fights.
tapped out to somebody good last, I believe, is what
Yeah,
happened.
he got submitted. But I want to say that he was winning the fight before he got submitted, or that he was looking really good before. So
I'm glad he's back. I hope TJ. I like TJ a lot. And one thing with Bryce that's been kind of, he does too much talking. He gets on social media, and I'm all
about fights or just about like
other
when he gets,
things, not fights.
when he gets on
like I'm all
stuff.
for him talking about what you believe in, your religion, your flat Earth. I don't think the Earth's flat. You can try and convince me. It's not going to happen. You know, I'm just going to base it off of what I think. You can try. I mean, you can talk your shit. I'm going to listen to you, but you start. Oh, these fucking people are wrong. These people fucking hate farmers. Farmers are the way. I get it. I agree. Farmers are the way. You know, they're supplying people. There's a lot of things that should change, but you are a fighter. You need to get back fighting, and you need to show. It's kind of like when LeBron James gets out there and starts talking politics. LeBron James should not be talking politics when you have that big of a following, because then you start making people do things they shouldn't be doing. Hey, fuck Donald Trump. You guys should all go to Donald Trump and say fuck you and not vote for him. And it's like, bruh, you have way too much pull to have people go into other people's accounts and going, fuck you, this isn't just talking bad on people. It's like, you should keep vote for who you want for. Hey, I'm voting for, if he says, hey, I'm voting for Biden, just leave it at that. Don't say because Donald Trump is a rapist. Hey, hold on, wait a minute. What?
Yeah,
what?
It's always weird in times when like frenzies up like their following or like something on social media, and they're like, "Hey, go to this guy's page," and so even if whether it's political or not. But it's always weird when people try to like weaponize like social media.
I think whatever you're known for, if you're known to be a basketball player, try to keep it basketball related. You don't just strictly talk basketball, but you're a public figure in the eye because you are super good at basketball. Bryce Mitchell, you're super good at fighting. I don't need to hear you talking about farming all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need you just telling me that the country hates farmers. I don't know who that is. Toll free call. And I just think he gets kind of rambling. And hey, let's just get back into training mode. You got pieced up last time. Did he hit you so hard you don't remember how to talk about fights? I mean,
he just for me, like when people. If you're a basketball player, if you fight and you talk about politics or you talk about non-fighting stuff, it doesn't bother me as much until it's like a thing where you say like it seems like it's distracting you from training. You're doing more of this. I kind of
rambled just then, but that's what I was going on.
Well, yeah, and it's just like, especially when you're coming off losses and then you're wanting to debate people about whatever. So yeah, it does kind of get a bit.
And like when you go on people. If you go on somebody's podcast, for the most part, I'd be inviting LeBron James to my podcast to talk about how he's the best basketball player in the world currently, or whatever it may be. That we're going to be talking about basketball. I'm not inviting LeBron James on my podcast to talk about Trump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not inviting Bryce Mitchell on there to talk about what he does as a farmer. We can talk.
Some people would
talk about that.
Some people would. I think that some people would either, whether it's like bringing somebody like LeBron on to talk about Trump, would clearly be like more so like for like some fucking edgy views.
Yeah.
But bringing people like Bryce on to talk about farming and shit, I think that he's one of those guys, especially as a fighter, he's got a really interesting character outside of the fighting, and that makes him interesting to talk to about certain stuff. But
it's like every other day he'll post a video and it'll be like, let's talk about why the Earth is flat.
He does like to get on there, but the thing is that people feed into it because then there's people on his Instagram comments talking shit about like, man, this guy's so fucking stupid.
And that's where
he feels like he has to come back and kind of defend himself and like post stuff and.
That's where I hate it. It's like, if
you see somebody say that the Earth isn't flat, like when Joe Rogan was kind of like making fun of it, like he like let that kind of, I don't know, like upset him, but it seemed like kind of pissed him off a bit because he's like. you're calling me dumb, you're calling my mom dumb, and like wanted to
that's where you start going too fucking far. Because if you wouldn't have this platform if you weren't good at fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Like you should just keep it back.
You don't have to keep it, but I would be if it's me. You're gonna see me posting videos of training. I'll sprinkle in my farming days, but it's not gonna be me getting mad because somebody said something I didn't like.
Yeah.
That's where he's like, bro, you don't need to care what Joe Rogan said. You're not fighting Joe Rogan. You're not ever going to fight Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is the biggest podcaster in the world. He makes $150 million. I don't care if Joe Rogan says, I don't like your guys' podcast.
Yeah.
What can I do to change that, Joe? What give me some pointers then. I don't care if you don't like it. That's between you. We like it. But what can I do? Give me some pointers. At that point I'm not going to go online and say, fuck Joe Rogan. Why don't you agree with me?
Here's the thing, that you'll have people like he won't ever fight Joe Rogan. You'll have people who won't ever meet Joe Rogan, be on fucking online, being fucking crying about shit. So at the end of the day, like that's kind of not like the human condition, but like especially in social media, like people are trained to kind of like want to be upset about somebody, and like they gotta like take to fucking Facebook to let people know, and it's just kind of odd. I try to.
What's crazy is I'm talking about that, like people talking bad. I've been posting like on my gaming Twitter, because I'm not gaming Twitter, my gaming TikTok. So I've been posting. I had to make a separate one so that I go live. I can go live on TikTok now. Technically, you're not supposed to be able to go live until you have 1,000 followers. I don't. I have like 60 something. But if you do it off the computer, they'll give you 14 days, and then they give you, if you meet those requirements, they'll give you 180, and if you meet those, past 180. And so I've met those requirements. They did ban me once because I said something. TikTok is so fucking strict, okay? If you did not know this, you're not allowed to call people names on TikTok. Nothing negative. Like, I can, like, even cussing, you can cuss, but it's like, I think I called myself. I said I was a fruitcake. They fucking took me down, dog. They fucking took me down. It said, your account has been suspended. I said, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and Maddie was like, and I was just, I don't even know why I said fruitcake, because I was just fucking up. But I was talking about myself. Yeah. Like, on Twitch and stuff, you can't call people, you couldn't, like, you can't say, oh, he's gay or he's homo. You can't use stuff like that. Just, that's just what you can't say on Twitch, because they will take you down because they're saying you are bullying people.
Yeah.
Whether they are straight, gay, whatever it is, you can't direct it to people. I said it about myself on TikTok, and the shit went down, and I was like, what? Yeah. And Maddie was like, yeah, they'll take you down for that, because I remember what you said. So I appealed it, and they gave me my access back. Yeah. Thank God. And I was like, okay, I can't call it, like, yeah, you really got to watch what you say on some of that.
Yeah.
But so I've been going live on TikTok and streaming, and then on my YouTube page where I post my gaming stuff, bro, I'll have people just coming in there doing negative comments, and I'm funny. I always respond with something funny.
Yeah.
They come in and they're like, oh, looks like you're shooting against people that no, one guy said, does this impress you posting something like this? I said, well, when I look below my waist, I'm not impressed. I'm always quirking something back. But if you're willingly putting stuff out on the air, expect to have negative energy.
For sure.
Like in the LSU and Caitlin, I don't think you were watching college basketball.
Yeah,
so Angela Reese went on there and she was like crying and acting like she was a victim because people were talking bad about her. Well, you signed up for this kind of stuff, becoming a star and posting certain clips and doing this on camera in front of Caitlin Clark, and now all of a sudden when it's directed back at you, you start getting upset, saying I'm a villain now, or I'm getting bullied. It's like, no, when you start making that kind of money and you're signing these kind of contracts and you're becoming a name, image, and likeness, you're gonna catch heat.
It's just
at that point, it's like.
It's a double-edged sword. Like, like you're gonna get some unwanted attention. You don't have as much privacy, but like clearly, like you're a celebrity to some degree. So like it's a bit of a trade-off.
People are coming to your house and like physically disturbing you. Let's just talk over the internet. Let it go. Like, I'm not. If you guys came on here and said, "Hey, I fucking hate Alex talking on this podcast," that's cool. You ain't gotta like me. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. This is just because we like doing this in the hopes of possibly being able to do this later all the time and get paid for it. And obviously, getting paid for it would be we wouldn't have to go to work and do a physical job. Come here and just chill, and you guys would love to see the content. That's content creation is the all-time goal. But I'm not gonna get mad if somebody says I fucking hate Joe. I fucking hate Alex. That's cool because now you just gave me 2 more views and you gave me comments, which pushes my video up. I almost have 50,000 views on my gaming channel. I started a month ago. 50,000 views.
And it's just because people hate you.
My short views are going insane. When they start going insane, the thing with TikTok and with different places. So when you post something on TikTok, it has a base that it's going to give you, a base views. It's typically like 200 when you first start. It's going to give you 200 views. Anything over that is like extra traction, because it has like 3 waves. The first wave is that initial traction. If it catches a lot, it'll push it to it'll like it's battling you versus another clip that was posted, or your clip versus another that was posted at the same time. Then it goes and you go round 2. Round 2, who's got more views? Round 3, and then the next round is viral. That's when you start really getting views. So, and that's usually not on the first day. It doesn't typically happen day 1. So my YouTube, I've been posting them every day. My just little shorts, about the same length as TikToks. The first night it might get 300 views. Well, come day 7, all of a sudden it's it's still at like that 300 to 500 range, but then it starts getting seen for some reason, and now I got one up to like 9.7 thousand views. And they start just after a few days. They tell you don't delete any YouTube videos or shorts because they catch traction at random times. It's like they get their second pushes, whereas Instagram might not get a second push, or Facebook might not get a second push. It's got to start taking off instantly. And so I'm almost at 50,000 views, and I'm excited about that. And it's like, damn, how do we make? All it's going to take is one person seeing one of these videos and sharing it or liking it. And see, what I do is I go in on all of our videos on all my YouTube channels, and I like all of them right off the rip with my I have 4 YouTube channels on my phone, whether they're old or new, and I go through and I like all of them, and sometimes I'll comment. Well, so that makes YouTube think this needs a little bit more traction. Let me push it up. Then that's what and all it's going to take is one for YouTube to take one of these videos off and it get 1,000 views, and if it gets 1,000 views, next one might get 1,000 views. The next one, right?
Well, that makes me think. I've not even checked this in a couple of days.
And I'm telling you, I've been wanting to post these to TikTok, but it's so hard to take clips of this. It takes so long. When I tell you it takes so long, like for me to go through and get a good portion of the video to post it on TikTok. I have not posted on TikTok in a while, and I think the best way to post on that, I'm going to wait till this right here gets some traction, but if I just keep doing random fight clips, reactions, and get people to start clipping on it, oh, this is awesome. That was the way that I was doing it first. I was just in between our clips, I was posting other fight clips that other people posted or reposting to get people to comment. It's just, I want, and like, I just don't have the time. We don't have the time to do everything we want to do. And
I've been kind of a little bit stale on Instagram this past week or so.
And we really I'm really trying to focus on one, get one going. Once you get one going, they'll branch. So it's like, man.
Bro, the right now, I had one video or a clip that I'd reposted. It was a Yair Rodriguez striking highlight thing. Bro, do you know how many likes that's got on it now?
No, I don't.
34,685.
Likes?
34,684 the likes, not views. It's just likes, pimping.
What?
Bitch, that exploded, son. And like the next one has 7 likes, and then 4 likes.
I did not know that. Let me look at that on my fucking phone. Holy crap!
Yeah, and then I got one that's got 219 likes. It's like some of these ones that I'll post, they'll blow up randomly. Real random ones will kind of jump up.
Dog, that's funny.
Max Holloway.
That's something you need to repost right there.
Yeah, that's funny as fuck.
And MMA.
No, I'll be getting it out there.
Let me see. So that's the We Sold.
That's We Sold Couches. Yeah, and then it's a little bit ways down. It's around that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yep.
34,000 like 120 comments.
Oh yeah. No, and I was doing a good job like commenting back to everybody that was commenting.
I comment back on everybody.
And people were commenting back, or, beefing with each other and shit in the post. But yeah, I thought it was.
What I hate is when something gets that much traction, you would hope that would resonate into followers.
It doesn't.
It doesn't always.
Honestly, I will say off of that one, I got about 120 followers, which is kind of nuts because I only had about 120 leading up. So I almost doubled my followers.
It's almost all about whatever hashtags you put in. Hashtags mean a lot. The time that you put it up, and the length of the clip. Because if it's like a 1 minute clip and they only watch 8 seconds of it, they're not going to push it. If it's a 8-second clip and they watch 7 seconds of it, that means they watched, not 90, but the higher the percentage, that YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, is going to say, wow, this video is catching hella traction. Let me push it to the next.
People watch the entire thing. Yeah.
And so it's like, and then
it's all about fighting that algorithm.
There was one night where I posted a short on my YouTube and I left it playing with the video, with the sound off, and just let it keep running, because every time it runs, that's a view.
Yeah.
And I fucking woke up and this bitch had like 1,000 overnight.
Yeah.
No telling how many of that was from mine, but
it's still gonna
taken
push
off
it
with the other one.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of crazy, and so
it shows on there also like how many people have shared that to other people.
Yes.
Let me see how many.
Hey, and we're just kind of rambling here. I'm not gonna cut a lot of this out. I'm gonna leave it in there just because we've been talking, just so you guys can see kind of what we talk about in our free time.
Bro, it's been shared 5,600 times.
See, that's crazy. You would think that if there's 38,000, there would be 38,000 people following.
Yeah.
And there would be an extra 5,000 people sharing, but that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's wild.
And see, all it takes is one. And I would, if I was you on that one, I know it's fucking hard. On all my channels, I went through and unfollowed people that aren't active or that I don't think I should be following to make my ratio look better, so more people want to follow me. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go if you go to Ilya Topuria, he's probably got 6 million. I don't know how many he's got, but let's say he's got 6 million followers. He probably follows 40.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, because I thought about do I need to follow people back, and I followed some people back, but
some people I would, and then later on I'd go back and let's say a week go by, I'd just unfollow them if they're not posting anything. If they're posting some cool stuff, I'll continue it. But if I'm following,
I'm cool keeping the people followed as long as it doesn't start fucking my timeline up. I don't want to see a bunch of random shit. I'm not seeing fight stuff that I need to be like trying to post and repost whatever. But that's kind of cool. That the last time I looked at it was like about a week ago, and it was like 13,000.
It's fucking 38. See, so Instagram is kind of the same.
Dude, that one every day I'll just get on there. I'll have like 200 likes every day off this. Like it's constantly.
So I what you would do on that, I just go back and look at what did I do on that one. How long was that? What were my hashtags? And see what's kind of trending, because like right now, if you post hashtag sketch, hashtag the sketch reel, because that's his handle, shit catches fire because he is what's popping right now.
Yeah.
Or you could just post, hashtag UFC 300. That's going to be popping. Hashtag Max Holloway. Whoever you want to, and then just throw some of them in there. And on my hashtags, I'll do hashtag podcast, hashtag.
I always do podcasts. I'll do YouTube. I always do a We Sold Couches just so we have one. I'll also pay attention if Max Holloway, hashtag Max Holloway, the amount that has, because it'll tell you like how many have been posted versus how many have been posted for hashtag Max and then hashtag Holloway.
Right.
Because hashtag Max will have HBO Max shit, regular, like you know what I'm saying. So like sometimes breaking the name into two. Sometimes if you do like Habib Nurmagomedov, that would be better than breaking that in two. Like putting it one together, like probably, you know what I mean? But if a dude has a more open first name, open last name, UFC. So I try to pay attention to like which and also not putting fucking 50 hashtags, because then people see that and they're just like, oh, this is
sometimes I will, because sometimes I'll put 50 or 60 and it will catch hella traction. Sometimes I do it and it won't. Because the algorithm for these places are crazy, because sometimes they change it up. In April they changed up all the algorithms on all the websites, so it was like where it mattered what time you posted it before. I only post things after 11 p.m. because you get the people that are awake at 11 p.m. in the other countries. Over here they're not awake, so it's going to hit them first and then it's going to come back over here. Is the way I had been doing it. And sometimes they say, hey, you watch some videos and people are like, only do 3 hashtags on a video and see how it does. If it doesn't catch some traction, go back to doing a bunch of it. He says fill it up with as many as it'll hold. And like YouTube, it tells you, like you said, you can do hashtag. If I type in UFC, it'll say 3 billion people have shared it. I'm putting that in there so it'll share it to possibly 3 billion people. Or gaming, streamer, fighting, MMA fights, Max Holloway. If Conor McGregor ain't even on the card.
Fights is always a good one. You put fights in there for sure, because there's street fights that people are clicking on watching.
Even if Conor ain't in there, throw McGregor in there. It might catch traction.
I've seen people tag.
Connor's not even in here.
So
You watched it though.
I saw somebody tag Connor in a picture one day. Somebody commented like, "Yo, he's not even in this picture. Why do you have him in UFC tag?" And they're like, "It's got me like extra views."
Yep.
So yeah, it's all about figuring that algorithm out. I need to get a little bit more consistent on the Instagram.
All it's gonna take is one video, one of the right video could go viral. The 38,000, I consider that kind of viral, but why did it not get all the traction that it should have? Is so weird to me, because at 38,000 you would think you would get
well, it's also just a reel, so I feel like people probably seen it just scrolling through and liking it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's weird, and if you don't, it's
there's a bunch of pages that repost little fight highlight clips. You don't really follow all of those. You normally follow if somebody's posting like some breaking news, posting something where you're like, okay, I get something out of this. But I just got to keep up with posting those, getting some memes. I try to do a little bit of a mix, but I think things are going in a good direction.
Yeah, I'm not even worried on our videos. I'm not even worried about how many views they get, because it's not about the views. Later, once it starts taking off and we're making money from it and we're getting sponsored by certain people, at that point I'll start looking at how many views is getting, what can I do better in terms of, I'm putting hashtags in it already, but what can we tweak to maybe get more views? What do people not like about this one? Do people want it shorter? Do people want it longer? Do they want to hear us talk about random stuff? Right now, I was talking to Pat the other day, and he said, I really like y'all's podcast. I ain't talked to Pat in a long time.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, a long time.
I ain't talked to him about a year or
so
so.
glad that I talked to him. We talked in 2 days. It was cool. He said, I really like your stuff. Hearing him say that.
That's why I didn't know that he was watching it.
And no, I didn't either. And knowing that he watches it lets me think that other people are also watching it. So I'm just glad that people here. Shout out to young Pat fidgeting.
Pat? Yeah,
fidgeting on PS4. Yeah,
Truth.
Yeah, and that's cool. So I'm not super worried about the views on that. I'm just because we're just gonna let it get its motion, and some point in time something's gonna catch.
Yeah,
something's gonna catch.
That's some good shit, man. I'm about to go catch me some goddamn strawberry shortcake ice cream that I got in there. I think.
I ain't even heard anybody. I guess they might be outside.
I thought I heard a door open
like
an hour ago, so I think they went straight to the backyard. But it might be a little dark.
Yeah,
because when I get the thing ironed out tonight, I'll text you the updated score, and then I'll break down exactly how we did what all points. And that way we're clear.
Then maybe on like the next one, if we for the week that we don't have fights,
we'll definitely do a whole scoring
we'll talk
update
about
on that.
We'll talk about the scores. We'll talk about, I don't know, we might just fucking chat.
We'll do some Q&As as well.
Yeah.
Definitely talk about just shit that's been going on. Oh fuck yeah! We got plenty of shit we can talk about. Yeah, no, we can just cut up.
Yeah,
I watched a motherfucking documentary. Brother, I got some shit to say.
It's cool with me, yeah. But this will be a long episode. This will probably be a 2-hour episode. But I mean, rightfully so. We talked about, you guys did not get to see, like, you haven't got to see us talk about random things like we have been talking about for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. We're not getting paid for any of this, so they can't take anything down. And they're not gonna censor anything because we didn't say anything wrong. Yeah, no, we didn't say anything wrong. But I'll cut out our points talking. Probably the start, and then really I think that's about all that we have to cut out. The rest of it just leave it in there. Except I might even leave in when I have to go up and scroll down, just so you guys can see that we're dedicated, that we're actually doing this, because my laptop does not have enough USB ports for me to put a mouse in here. We're running 2 mics today to see how this goes. If the 2 mics continues to work, we're going to keep using it. If we don't like it, we'll go back to 1 mic and we'll just play with it and make it where they can hear. Because right now, this one can hear both of us. If I put it in the middle, I don't know why it couldn't hear it last week. It kind of pissed me off because when I was listening to it, I really wanted to just throw everything out the window and fucking blow the world up. But if this works, which I'm believing it will work, I just don't have a way to use a mouse. And I'm trying to get my phone so I can put my phone up on the TV and scroll and let you guys see me scrolling from my phone so you can see what we're doing. And I just didn't have enough time today because we really needed to get going. It's already 7:38. Probably that would have taken me another 30 minutes to figure out. We've been pushing 8 o'clock, 8:30, and we got kids that got to get in the bathtub.
Yeah, sure.
But either way, we're working out these kinks. We want to give you the best viewing experience that you can get.
Yeah.
It's been a great card, and I hope everybody loved it. And I mean, hey, fucking comment, tell us what you think, drop some questions.
Yeah, we need some Q&As, man. We don't got fights next weekend, so we'll have to get some good Q&As, some good talking.
At some point in time, we're gonna make a PO box, and you guys I'm gonna let people just send us shit.
Send us stuff, we'll like eat it and shit.
Now I don't know what that, because some motherfuckers send you something that don't need to be. I seen somebody send a dead scorpion. I ain't eating no scorpion. No, that ain't about it. Or I also seen somebody send a human turd in a bag.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. You know what I mean?
But hey, well, that's in the future.
Yeah, make it happen. But yeah, solid card. It's all behind us. Goddamn, fucking bumped them. It sounded dumb now.